Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to have our, this is the third Metroid Prime 2 race for the tournament this year. We
Fourth,
This is the fourth. Where was the third one? I missed one. I missed one. Oh
earlier
yeah, you're
today.
right. There was one yesterday, two yesterday. Right. Good point. Today we have Belattor versus I'm Slow. I am Semper Fire Dog, and I'm joined by my co-commentator, Captain MB13. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and it's always a good day for Rando. This day is no exception. Usually the two of us are working SMZ3, but today we've got Prime 2 for you, and it's still going to be a good one, folks.
And this is more along the lines of what we like together. This is even better because we know how to play this game.
That is very true. I started playing the Prime 2 randomizer early February. And we would like to welcome the folks from SpeedGaming 3 who are just coming in at the start of this. So yeah, this is our first, this is Bellator and Imslow's first race of the tournament. So, bit of explanation of how the first few minutes are going to start here. So, our runners will all be starting from the gunship, and will be making their way to GFMC compound, where they are expected to get their first item, which should be a missile launcher of some kind.
And then from there, they're going to go up to the Great Temple, they're going to fight the Dark Alpha Splinter, go see Umos, and then they're going to head down to Aegon. That's usually the progression that you get from the beginning. Very rarely see any other diversion.
Yeah, now, over the course of the last 3 seeds we've had over yesterday and today, we've seen quite a couple variations of how seeds can troll our runners, and how they could also be incredibly good for our Sky Temple keys. What are you hoping to see today?
Something that doesn't require Chicka.
Well, to be fair, out of the 3 seeds we have seen, Chicka's only been required once. I've been keeping the tally.
After yesterday's first seed, I had to take a break from it, and I didn't get to see the first one or the second one today, or the second one or the third one today, so I kind of missed out. I saw the very end of today's with Kirby, and that was a pretty good race. But
It was.
man, yesterday's first race was awful.
Yep. For those who have not seen that race, that had Light Beam in Mining Plaza, which Mining Plaza not only requires you to fight a Morbus and return the Aegon energy, but on top of that, you need Echo Visor and Screw Attack.
And Chicka had a Sky Temple key.
Right.
And so did the Spider Guardian. It was not fun.
Yeah, that was a race.
Well, we're getting everything set up. These guys should be getting ready to go soon. They're just, finally getting the seeds loaded up.
Yeah,
it's Grounds Boom Sandgrass today. Grounds Boom Sandgrass. Interesting.
So we're going to get a ton of power bombs?
I mean, so far, the seeds that I've seen, the power bombs have come early, so...
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that, because in the race we had earlier today, we actually did not. We only saw one other power bomb tank, and it was in Sank Vault, and I don't think anybody got that.
Oh, also, we're going to shout out our trackers, Semper Fire Dog and Captain MD13, for tracking the race today. Good job for those two guys.
Yeah, we're kind of having to dual roll today, so if we do miss anything, by all means, chat. You guys know what to do. But yeah, we'll do our best as well. We should be starting pretty soon. Looks like our runners should be readying up in a moment. Yeah, both of our runners have readied up, so the bot will start us off in just a moment.
Come on, let's do this.
All right, the countdown has begun. It'll take a few seconds to catch up to the restream, but the bot has given the green light. So in a moment, we will see our racers go.
Ready and go. Ready and go. Ready and go. Ready and go. Okay, I tried.
Nah, it's all right. Restream delay is always something that can be a little tough to finagle with. So, for those who have not seen the Metroid Prime 2 randomizer, the way we're actually starting out is we're only starting out with Charge Beam and Basic Morph Ball as our power-ups. We're basically starting as if item loss in Hive Chamber B has already taken place. The Hive Chamber B cutscene itself has been removed. However, we were able to... The randomizer does resolve the issue where no item loss event prevents the item in Hive Chamber B from loading. That will not be an issue, but we are going to get cracking right away here.
However, if you do manage to use the menu mod, you can get to the item loss room and trigger it and lose absolutely everything that you had. I did that by accident once, and it was not...
Oh my. Yeah, we will not be seeing the menu mod in use for this race today.
Yeah, they've disabled it for the tournament, obviously, because you don't want to cheat.
Of course.
As you can see, for the most part, they travel in morph ball form because it is faster than walking, and unmorphing and morphing is far faster than just trouncing around. For the most part, until you get to some of the more intricate areas where you have to do a lot.
Yeah, I think the movement speed basically goes along the lines of walking, morph ball rolling, screw attack, and boost ball. Although screw attack and morph ball might be interchangeable. Fortunately, Belattor's internet not being particularly cooperative with him today, but
I think his internet's not cooperative with him every day, unfortunately. It's funny, the frame rates are not there, but the audio is, so it's very strange.
Yeah, frame dropping on live streaming is weird. So what we're seeing Belattor do here is he just performed a slope jump to get onto that crate and then trigger the cutscene, but he's on the crate, though Samus is not loaded. After skipping the cutscene at a particular point, Belattor will drop onto the ledge as like so, and be able to skip the lowering the long bridge. Getting a look quickly at Temple Assembly Sites item, I believe that might have been a power bomb tank.
I think it's a key. It looks like a red key to me.
We'll have another good look in a second. Belattor, meanwhile, electing not to do the task jump and go right by it. It was, in fact, a Dark Aegon key. Well, that's concerning.
That's wonderful. Great! The first item we get is a key. Awesome.
Yeah, so what we call task jump there, what happened is Imslow did a slope jump to get onto that lower pillar to be able to jump onto the into the boost ball tunnel, not boost ball, morph ball tunnel, and proceed to the Aegon key. Now we're most like sorry, you first.
That item is normally locked by morph ball bombs or space jump. So getting it early, in this case, may or may not be useful. The key may not be required, but who knows?
Yeah, we're getting a look at another slope jump here, what we call dupe jump at GFMC compound. What Bellator is trying to do is jump up the angled rock to his left, which, if he can get up to the platform, he will be able to get the item without triggering the GFS Air cutscene. Upon triggering the GFS Air cutscene, after picking up the item, the box will reload, allowing you to pick up the item a second time. If it's a missile launcher or seeker missiles, the item will grant an additional 5 missiles. So they will be going into Great Temple with 10 missiles instead of 5. Bellator
the
gets
best
the
thing you
jump.
can get there is actually a suit. Because you just get both progressive suits right then and there. In this case, it's the seeker missile launcher, as we suspected. That seems to be a very common item in the tournament settings for it to be.
Yeah, now Bellator just actually did another slope jump to get up to the missile door without activating the kinetic orb cannon here.
He's making very good use. Oh, that's unfortunate for Zlo. He fell off of the platform where the morph ball launcher or cannon launched him to, so he's going to go back and do it again. That's going to cost.
So it looks like Bellator will be our first runner to reach the Great Temple here.
And up there, he will be able to go. He'll walk past an item that he will probably check. Maybe it's underneath the save station there, and then he'll go and fight the Alpha Splinter / Dark Alpha Splinter, the quote unquote first boss of the game.
Yeah. Now the next 2 items, one of those next 2 items does for this and main energy controller does have to be Violet Translator. Look like a missile tank in Transport A access.
I did not get a good look at it. I was looking at the other screen because I'm forgetting the track. Thanks for doing my job for me. I appreciate that.
No problem. We're buddies. So the Dark Alpha Splinter fight, actually really convenient with 10 missiles. Although here's a fun fact. Turns out damaging Alpha Splinter with Dark Beam does not progress towards the damage trigger needed to trigger the Dark Alpha Splinter cutscene here. It's either him or Bomb Guardian that has that property.
The Bomb Guardian doesn't. It's not a damage.
Right,
trigger.
Bomb Guardian
It's a time trigger.
You're right. Yeah. Echoes is one of those games that has a lot of jank.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make you go,
Yeah, we'll be going over to those, over some of those in more detail as we come across them. And there is the Violet Translator on Alpha Splinter. So now the next $1 million question: what's in the energy controller?
I'm gonna say bombs.
Hilariously, in the match earlier today, it was a suit.
Oh, that's nice. I never get that lucky.
It's like, here, have free Dark World protection.
Looks like space jump boots.
It looks important. No, it is Spider Ball.
Spider Ball? What?
That's a weird one.
What? Okay.
A movement system can be found in Aegon Waste, and that actually there is a property of the... that's a property of the new of the randomizer. Using translators on the Lumineth Holo projectors allows you to scan for hints, and the hints are quite useful in most cases.
I'd say about 50% of the time they're useful. The other 50%, oh, there's a suit in the Violet Elevator Access. So we'll be coming back for that very soon.
And not exactly where it was in the last race, but pretty darn close.
It's a little bit more stuff required to get it, but it's right there, so you know where it is, and it's easy to get. That item
Oh,
there
right there.
requires either morph ball bombs or space jump to do a slope jump off of the little metal bracket there on the ground next to it. But we're gonna make our way down to Aegon right now. We're gonna check this storage room here. It's like storage room 17 or some craziness like that.
Actually, I don't remember that one. Unfortunately, there's a splinter getting in the way
Yeah. Well, he just wanted to come in and say hi.
before he got possessed. But yeah, in there, you might notice that Bellator got specifically a light ammo expansion. That is another property that we have adjusted for the randomizer, is that beam ammo is split in the expansions. Each light or dark ammo expansion will only provide 25 ammo to that specific beam, rather than 50 ammo to both beams, as in vanilla.
It allows us to have a much easier time establishing or obtaining more ammunition because instead of having 450 ammo capacity upgrades, there's what, 8, 16, 25 ammo capacity upgrades. So there's far more likely to get more ammunition later on down the road rather than having to hunt for. Because fighting the last boss with 50 ammo would be miserable. And there's an energy tank in the Aegon elevator access. And Bellator got the hint for the key that he bypassed. So,
Gee, thanks, game. Now, you could also scan the keys to find out what they are, because the keys are unique items. They're not like progressive like the suits are. Now, we didn't mention this earlier, but another way you can get hints is by scanning the key bearers like I'm Zelo just did, and he revealed that in Accursed Lake, the dark room equivalent of this location, is a Sky Temple key in the floating ink cache, which means we will need Dark Visor for that Sky Temple key.
and Dark Suit and Secret Missile Launcher, which we already have. So, well, maybe not Dark Suit, but probably going to want Dark Suit. It's doable without it, but you might want it.
Yeah, for every energy tank you have on Various Suit, you only get slightly over 16 seconds in Dark Aether.
And that's not a lot of time.
No, it is not. In fact, for the tournament settings for Hazing Cliff, the room in Sanctuary that is on the way, Inghive, I should say, on the way to the what is normally the Sanct Aegon elevator, the logic expects you to have 225 energy if you're running on Various Suit for our current settings. We're running on medium damage strictness, which means the game expects you to have 50% more health than what you would ideally have if you wanted to zip right to that the item in Hazing Cliff. Didn't get a good look what was in Mining Station A there.
I did not get a good look at what was in the mining plaza either. It did not appear to be anything crazy value like light beam or power bombs, but other than that, I couldn't tell. So we'll have to go back and see it later.
Whatever was in Mining Station A certainly wasn't glowing particularly brightly either.
It's probably a missile. Nothing, something not important. And our
And
morph ball bomb is in portal access. Portal access or portal access A. The hint says portal access A, but the room is actually portal access. I don't know why it's different.
I think that it is called Portal Access A in GameCube, but I think the A got removed in Trilogy.
That may be. That may be the reason.
And in the mining tunnel access, we get another missile tank. And unfortunately, without Amber Translator, they will not be able to pick up the item in Sand Cache. But with bombs in tow...
Sorry, go ahead.
With bombs in tow, they will be able to get out of Bomb Guardian's room.
Stole the words right out of my mouth.
There's actually several ways to get out of Bomb Guardian's room. You can either bomb the gate normally. Power bombs work. Screw attack works. There's a small slope of sand where you can space jump over, or for whatever reason, boost ball works.
Well, Boost Ball does a lot of amazing things. Bellator is going straight for the Bomb Guardian, whereas I'm Slow is going straight for the Dark World. Very interesting route divergence there.
I can kind of understand the reasoning behind this. What's happening is I'm Slow wants to avoid the pirate fight that happens here after defeating Bomb Guardian. Because normally you defeat Bomb Guardian, then you go activate the portal, but there's 4 pirates coming after you, 2 of which are dark. So by getting this out of the way now, I'm Slow will be able to just scan the Dark Aether portal, assuming he doesn't do it now, after opening it up, and just go straight into Dark Aether without fighting them.
Bomb Guardian giving us another light ammo expansion. What Bellator did there is he two-cycled it. He uses a single charge beam shot, a missile, and then a full charge beam shot. A single power beam shot, missile, charge beam shot, and now you can two-cycle the boss rather than 3.
I'm Slow actually breaking expectation and electing to go straight into the Dark World now.
And he's going to pay for that because the space jump boots are inside the Aegon energy controller.
That which does put this in logic, because normally you're not expected to get back here until you have space jump. Unless you double bomb jump, which at least he has bombs, so he can do. And this does satisfy the movement system in Aegon hint that we kind of already suspected, since space jump is usually here.
So that leaves Bellator with a dilemma. Is he going to go back to this the pirate labs, or is he going to go do the Dark World loop and fight the Jump Guardian?
We shall see. That is Dark Torvis Key 1 in Crossroads.
It can stay there, please.
Well, maybe we'll get a few hints once we get some more translators. Violet Translator gives us access to, I believe, a grand total of 4 hints. Amber lets us get 5, Emerald 6, and Cobalt 6.
The problem with being in this area right now without a suit or space jump is you run out of time very quickly to get to where you got to go. And Slow did a very good job of getting.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Bellator facing the pirates, as we had mentioned earlier. So what Armslow is doing here is he is aiming at what is an unloaded, the unloaded model, or I should say the loaded hitbox, but unloaded model of the Jump Guardian. And believe it or not, this is actually damaging Jump Guardian right now. Each salvo of Charge Beam plus missiles deal 80 damage, and Jump Guardian has 1100. So after pounding Jump Guardian with the equivalent of 1100 HP, Imslow is going to be able to fight Jump Guardian, or start the fight with Jump Guardian down to near 0 HP, a couple power beam shots to the face, and then that's all she wrote for Jump Guardian.
So once he does the sufficient amount of health damage to the boss, he's going to jump into the light orb portal thingy down there at the bottom, the crystal, the sphere. There we go, the hemisphere. There we go. And the boss will trigger, and he'll probably just shoot it once or twice, and he'll die. Nice and easy.
At least we hope that's what's happening. Imslow's timer is still running, but his picture stopped.
Yes, it may have crashed.
Yeah, we'll. I have the SRL chat open, so I can keep you appraised if that ended up actually happening.
It may have been a connection crash rather than a hardware crash. I don't know. I don't know
doubt
how
it,
he's using.
Timer's running.
He's using a Nintendo T, so I don't know what's going on. Or Nintendo, whatever you want to call it.
I think it's called Nintendo because of the famous line, Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Oh, I had no idea.
Something along that line. Meanwhile, while we try to figure out what the story is, Belattor is about to get main power bombs from transport access.
Again, early power bombs. It's like three of the seeds that I've seen so far have early power bombs. Very interesting.
Yeah, power bombs are usually pretty early showing up because the logic for the tournament settings expect you to have main power bombs in order to use them, while for our settings that is not the case. As in, we don't need the main launcher to use power bombs, but the logic expects you to have the main launcher, if that makes any sense.
Getting power bombs there makes me consider having to do the yes, Wolfman did there. So to enable an ability to get out of soft locks, which there are a number of soft locks in this game, we have allowed in the tournament settings to warp from any save station to the beginning room. Basically, what you have to do is you have to step into the save station, decline the opportunity to save, and then you press X 3 times, and it'll warp you back to the beginning, the first room you started. In this case, the tournament starts at the ship, but if you're playing some of the more extreme settings, it'll start you in whatever room you started in. So it's very helpful for getting out of a lot of the soft lock opportunities in this game because there are a large number of them.
Yeah, one which we may see relatively soon is Dark Samus 1, because the item next to Dark Samus 1 in Storage D does require Dark Beam to get out. So if that item is not like vanilla Dark Beam, for example, you're stuck in there if that door closes.
Yes, indeed. And that's, I mean, even if it's once you get in there, if it's not Dark Beam, you still can't get out of the Dark Samus room because the only way out is through a Dark Beam gate. Unless you have Screw Attack, I think that might work on the crystal.
Yes, Screw Attack does work on the crystal.
For whatever reason, the Screw Attack does Dark Beam damage. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a lot of cases where multiple damage sources can work on something that doesn't look like it. The gate in front of GFMC the gate that before GFMC compound, I should say, that normally requires power bombs, can be reached with Screw Attack. The rubble in Transport A access can be accessed either by power bombs, regular bombs, boost ball, or super missiles for whatever reason. And
Screw Attack can also destroy the rubble up in Sanctuary near the gyro chamber too, which is really
yes. Belattor, interestingly, electing to skip the Dark Aegon key up top in Temple Assembly Site, but did just pick up another Aegon key in the Temple Dynamo. I think that's what it's called, something along that line. There's a few dynamos in this game. And that would be another red temple key. That's the third one.
Okay, so three rooms next to each other all have all 3 keys for the Dark Aegon Temple. What is this? What is this? What is this heresy? This is not cool.
Yeah, this is concerning. What is not concerning, however, is that hint for Ing Reliquary, which is just an expansion, so there's no reason to go get Light Suit or Dark Suit with like 12 or 13 energy tanks to try and brave the Ink Storms all the way over here. It's effectively the early newborn of Metroid Prime 2.
That definitely means that you won't need the Light Suit for that check. It does not mean that Light Suit is not fully required later on, because there are a couple other items that are required. Light Suit is required to get.
Very true. A couple of examples would be Sanctuary Map Station, Fortress Transport Access near GFMC, and Belattor now going back for Dark Aegon Key 2. I would wager his next stop is going to be the Great Temple to pick up that suit.
I would definitely get that suit and then probably go fight a Morbus. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a Morbus might have our progression because we have no beams. So the only way we can get into Pirate Labs is by going underneath the tunnel into Command Center.
Now this is where the slope jump to get that item is. There's a little bracket right there. He's going to slope jump up onto it and catapult himself into the ceiling to get the item that's there. And now he has his dark suit. Yay! Damage reduced by 80% by the dark atmosphere. Physical damage you take from enemies has not changed, but the atmosphere of dark aether no longer does 6 damage per second, and now does 1.2 damage per second. So it's a very, very helpful reduction.
Yeah, very interesting that suits do not actually improve enemy damage resistance in this game compared to Prime 1, where you can get up to 50% with Phazon suit.
So we'll probably see him head straight back down to Aegon. I would almost bet that he goes straight for a Morbus, because there's not much else he can do. He can go back to the command center and do the pirate lab section, but there's a lot of dark and light beam locked doors back there that you need to bypass. So I don't know. We'll see what decision he makes when he gets there.
I don't remember. Did Belattor fight? I'm having a brain fart here. Did Belattor fight Jump Guard? No, chat's saying he might have not fought Jump Guard yet, and I don't think he did.
No, he didn't. He hasn't gone. That's right. So
Although,
he'll be fighting that boss.
Here's what's interesting. The item in the mining tunnel right before that is perfectly accessible with our early Spider Ball.
Yes. How strange we have Spider Ball before anything else.
Yeah, Spider Ball is a very uncommon upgrade to get in the sequence up to main energy controller. Usually it's missiles, Violet Translator, maybe Space Jump and Bombs, but usually not Boost Ball.
And sometimes
Ball,
another translator.
Could be.
Usually, for most of the seeds that I do in the tournament settings, I tend to see 2 early translators. But in this case, obviously, we only have 1. So Bellator will probably either head to that portal to go into the Dark World and fight the Jump Guardian, which looks like he's going to do exactly that. But before that, he's going to have to trigger a fight in the portal site itself. There's going to be two space pirates that come down. He's going to have to kill them. And then there's going to be 2 more that get possessed by the Dark Ing and fight them. With
He actually
light beam,
that.
Bellator did?
No. Yes, he did.
Holy cow! Where the heck have I been?
He fought them. I think what he did is he fought them, triggered the Morph Ball Bomb slot in the Dark World, immediately went back to go pick up the item in Transport Access, and then used the Power Bombs to go check out Temple Dynamo, which it may have ended up being a good move because we've already got all our Morbus keys.
I've done lost my mind then. I can't believe I didn't see that. Wow. I feel like a failure. Alright, let's get back into this and focus this again. I only got 1 screen to watch, so I don't know how I'm messing up.
To be fair, Armslow's capture was still moving at the time. Yeah, we are doing our best to try and figure out what the story is with Armslow. Just hang in there, folks. We'll get back to you once something comes up.
And it's an energy tank, which is, early game energy tanks are very nice. Beyond 5 or 6 energy tanks is really not really all that necessary.
Yeah, now in this case we already have Dark Suit, so Dark Aether really shouldn't be scaring these 2. Since with 300 health, you end up with 5 minutes in the Dark World, I think.
Sure, something like that.
Not 5 minutes, but close to.
It's pretty close. It's about close to 300 seconds, obviously. So, I mean, that's definitely without taking any damage from anything else.
Yeah, it's actually more like 4 minutes. But yeah, point still stands. Dark Aether really shouldn't be scaring these runners at this point.
Now, does he check Trial Tunnel and fight the boss, or does he just check Trial Tunnel and leave?
And it's just more missiles in Trial Tunnel.
Yep. He's like, nope, I ain't doing that. I don't blame him. Morbus is kind of a crappy fight when you don't have a light beam or super missiles. It takes a lot longer. With super missiles or light beam, it makes that fight a cakewalk.
Especially super missiles, because the Morbus drops a ton of ammunition.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after being hit with a super missile. But now we're seeing in slightly more detail, close up, I should say, the cheese method used for this fight, which with 25 missiles, it's definitely a little more expedient, because you can link charge beam with missiles for maximum DPS.
Man, I thought I knew a lot about this game until I saw the first race yesterday, and then I realized how much I don't know, and how much I am learning just by watching this.
Although we had a funny moment where both of the commentators did not know you could scan the switch in aerial training site in Sank right outside, 2 rooms outside Quadraxis's room, to lower the force field without going down from Dark Caretaker's room.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that skip because I mean, not having to fight Caretaker Drone is the best feeling in the world. Because it's not a boss, but it's a really, really annoying fight.
Oh yeah.
So we're just keep getting expansions, just a bunch of ammo expansions. We have not found a progressive item in quite some time.
Yeah, the last thing we picked up was
like headed back to the light world.
Yeah, the last thing we picked up was that suit.
Which is, I mean, it's a progressive item, but it may not be progression. You could beat the game with Varia, in theory.
It is possible, but you need a lot of energy tanks for Emperoring 3 and Dark Samus 3.
And you have to be able to do the DS4 skip, because I don't think you have enough health to do both.
Yeah, because again, every energy tank is only 16 seconds, and you still need about a minute to get from Emperoring 3 to Dark Samus 4, so... But yeah, a bit of a peculiar scenario where we are actually, I think... Yeah, the only logical check I think we have left right now is Command Center, besides Amorbus.
Amorbus and Command Center, and then doing the whole loop in the backside of the Pirate Labs, which you can do without Dark Beam until you get to Dark Samus. There are quite a few checks back there that you can do. I believe there's at least 2 obtainable without.
I think there's 2. Yeah, there's Command Center, there's Bioenergy Production, Storage C, we don't have super missiles.
Sand processing, you need Boost Ball.
Either Boost Ball or a really crazy BSJ onto one of the turrets, but I don't think we're going to see that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, we can't reach this. I don't think we can reach the Vigilance class turrets here. Unless it's possible, but we have to reload. We'd have to reload the room after going to Command Center.
You can reload the room by going backwards too, and just use the spider ball to go up the track there as well.
Well, that's the thing. We can't go. Oh yeah, for this room, yeah, you can do that without getting the item in Command Center. Very good point.
Which it looked like there was just a missile expansion up there in the area up there, but I could not get a good look at it.
Yeah, admittedly, the glow of that force field kind of makes it tough to get a good eye on that one.
It was definitely something orangey, but I don't know what other than that. I don't.
And yeah, it would appear that this is exactly as you predicted. What Belattor is doing is going to go and get Central Mining Station now.
Or at least take a peek at it. I mean, if it's a missile, it's a missile. If it's not, it's something else. I can't see. The commentator stream is not that great. So you destroy all 3 of those generators, and 3 pirates spawn. You can blow them up with a turret, and then walk over there. It's a pretty easy set of jumps. Or you can just do a really cool scan dash like he's about to do.
Like so. And the item in question is another missile, and we will get a key bearer hint here that says the Battleground cache contains another expansion.
So that's another item we won't need to get, which the Battleground item there is a dark in cache, which means you'd have to have the dark visor to get it anyway. But it's nothing important, so we're not going to get it.
So yeah, we're down to the Command Center check here. And if Command Center and Bioenergy Production do not have our progression, I believe that means we have a Forced Amorbis seed again.
And that looks like the Dark Beam, so that's a huge sigh of relief because now we have access to a whole lot more. Dark Samus is open. There's the cache right next to the bioenergy storage. I think is the next.
Yes, Storage B. Alright, we have gotten I'm Slow back. We will see, looks like he is in Pirate Lab, so I think it's a safe bet that he is packing, at the very least, yeah, he's packing Dark Beam.
He's probably got Space Jump as well because you can't get back here without it. He's got his Power Bomb. What the heck's a light visor? The tracker's got a light visor on it.
That would be Echo.
That's funny.
Because it does light up like a Christmas tree, to be fair. Although not...
Oh, Zlo trying to use a power bomb to take down Dark Samus. Usually, if you get the hit correctly, she'll die in one hit. But sometimes she's a little bit testy and doesn't like to die.
Yeah, sometimes it could be like when she flags herself as invincible. Sometimes she won't stay in the power bomb long enough.
And Storage Delta just has another ammo expansion. This is kind of just...
Yeah, the only other check outside of Pirate Labs that Dark Beam unlocks is Mineshaft and Incash 4, I believe. Although Incash 4 is kind of out of the way right now. It's literally the polar opposite side of Aegon.
Yeah, we also have, with the Seekers and the Mineshaft availability, we can also check the Mining Station B item. We can't get it without, well, we might be able to get it. I wouldn't be able to get it, but some of these runners might be able to with slope jumps and whatnot. I physically can't get it because I'm a terrible runner, but it's available to see.
Yeah, I believe there's a BSJ to get yourself up to the Mining Station B item without Boost Ball.
Any items that I say you can't get is I can't get. There's plenty of things. I'm sure there's also out of bounds things that you could just walk on top of the room and fall onto it. There's a lot of tech, a lot of movement tech that I do not know how to do, and that's pretty sad because I thought I knew a lot about this game. So it's kind of demoralizing.
I'm Slow, unfortunately, not having a does not have a power bomb, but just got a power bomb, and now will incinerate the Dark Missile Trooper for a missile tank.
To be fair, he could have just used a charged Dark Beam shot and missile.
I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't do that.
All right, Belattor, while we were gabbing on, has destroyed Dark Samus in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, did get a successful power bomb shot there. Don't know if he checked the. Don't know if he checked what was in the. What the item was in. Reactor, main reactor.
I do not believe I don't believe we've seen it on either side. So
yeah, he didn't check it. I don't think he will. Now, actually, we're seeing a safety save from Belattor here. What I'm suspecting, actually, never mind, no Light Beam. I was thinking he might be going to Sank Spider side, but yeah, you still need Light Beam to get out main reactor. So Belattor is actually going backwards through Pirate Labs, while I'm Slow went forward through them. And Belattor...
debated which way is faster. I think going through backwards through this particular puzzle here is significantly easier than going forward.
Yeah, I think you get a little bit more of a push from the yeet beams.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. You can use the word yeet if you want to. That may have been a translator. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I guess it wasn't anything important because he's turning around and leaving.
I'll take a quick look on my playback when I get a chance. Unfortunately, Amzalo missed the double power bomb hit to, or the double impact from the gate and the central dynamo item, or temple dynamo item, to get to save a bomb, so we had to go back and grab an extra, or just jump around. Unfortunately, one weird property of Calm Area is that Calm Area does not drop items. So if I'm Slow is looking to get another power bomb from here, that will not be happening.
The closest room to get him is by the splinters in the room just prior to it, the dynamo tunnel or whatever the room is named.
Yeah, security station.
You got a really good memory for running.
I think it's called security
all
station.
these room names. I don't have any idea.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I take it back. The room that needs the power bomb is security station. The one back there is the temple dynamo.
The splinters up here tend to drop a power bomb if you don't have one.
Yeah, a nice property of Prime 2's prime drop rate is it is more inventory dependent. That it will more likely give you things that you are lower on. For example, it'll give you gold health drops if you're below 20% HP. It'll give you power bombs if you run out. It'll give you 10 missile drops if you're at 0 missiles.
Yeah, it's very helpful. Unlike Prime 1, where you're at 2 health and you get missiles, you're like, come on, I don't want to die!
Now, because I assume Slow defeated Jump Guardian while we had the capture hiccup earlier, the item here at GFM...
He was in the Jump Guardian's room when he locked up, so I presume that he finished it.
Yeah. So yeah, we do get this item at GFMC compound, but it is just a missile tank. I can see both of our runners right now. Yep. Both of our runners are actually kind of holding hands a bit together. Reaching GFMC compound, although I'm Slow is electing to make a quick pit stop, or at the very least open the power bomb door to Grand Wind Chamber.
He would have if he had had a power bomb.
Ooh. So it looks like Belattor is making his way to Fortress Transport to read the hint located here, which you can read through this window if you get just close enough.
And Bellator says heck with it, and he just walks over to it, killing the turret along the way. Alright!
And make sure to collect an energy transfer module, otherwise your run won't be valid.
And the Wind Chamber has a missile expansion, so yay, not having to do that puzzle today.
Yeah, that's a pretty long puzzle that requires, at the very least, grapple beam, power bombs. I think to get in from the other side, you need super missiles to get to Wind Chamber Gateway.
You also need Boost Ball and Seekers.
Right. So yeah, you need a lot for Wind Chamber.
And a Dark Beam and a Light Beam. Or Annihilator.
Now, despite the valid meme, we actually have not seen the energy transfer module at all so far in this tournament. I'm not sure it's in the item pool, considering all 119 items are taken.
That's a good point. I'm willing to bet that they left it in there, though. I mean, you got...
I think it is in there somewhere, but I'm not sure. So yeah, again, both of our runners kind of holding hands here, checking the sort of late Temple Grounds items.
That would be a question I'd have to ask Bash Prime at some point, but we can do that at another time. It looks like Bellator is going to check the Wind Chamber Gateway item by doing some scan dashings across the Wind Chamber here.
Yeah, you can do some precision scan dash jumps off the boost ball slots in order to get the momentum you need to reach the gateway, and that would appear to be
boost ball.
Yeah, interesting spot to put that.
Just so long as you hit the platform, it considers you landing on it. So, and apparently, chat is telling me that Kirby Master in the last match said that the energy transfer module is not in the game. So,
okay,
yay!
So, if you really want to see everybody's runs validated, you want them to pick up Sonic Boom.
That would be the Prime 2 equivalent of the Prime 1 item Flamethrower. Yes, so I guess that would work.
slightly more useful than flamethrower, although I emphasize the term slightly.
It definitely does a lot more damage than flamethrower did.
It's also basically a free ammo refill if used against those fishes in Torvis.
The little seahorses. Just murder seahorses for ammo.
Hey, I mean, it's a Metroid game. Kill the animals, save the frames.
Yes, true. Besides, it really is awesome to watch those things rain ammo from the sky.
And lag
Or
your
in
game.
this case, it would be the water, I guess. Rain ammo from the surface? I don't know.
And lag your game.
I mean, my game lags anyway, so it's no different than normal.
Even on console, no, that if you drop a lot of power-ups, that can lag your game because of all the bright particle effects. Looks like I'm Slow actually, now that I take another look, did not make that pit stop to go pick up the suit in Transport B access, so he's doing that now. Actually, you can't do that this way. Unless he picked up Emerald Translator somewhere and we missed it.
Well, if he opens the door, I'll take a look, but I don't think he does.
And I think he actually just realized that.
Yeah, oops. That door locks behind you.
Yeah, I think earlier versions of the randomizer, if you came from, maybe it only applies to elevator randomizer, but if you come from Transport A access, that door stays down. Not the case in the tournament settings.
Anyway, it's just a quick warp to start, and then this is just a couple rooms away to walk back up to that elevator, so shouldn't be too much of a...
Yeah, and again, this is why we have that warp to start feature in play, because without that, I'm Slow would be soft locked.
Yes, he would be.
Because he does not have Dark Visor, therefore he cannot lower the doorway in front of GFMC compound.
Now here's the curious thing. Slow has the Violet Translator and could have just opened up the gates, or what is he doing?
He's
going on an adventure. He's going somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see the reason behind this.
I don't have any idea. He's taking an adventure into the third dimension on this planet, the triple dark light and aether.
Oh, chat suggesting he might be doing a wall crawl to get to Seeker missiles, which aren't that far. He's only got to traverse about 3 rooms to get there.
That's a very interesting choice.
Now, and I think chat was suggesting he might be going to look for his Seeker for his Sky Temple key hints. There's no Light World access. He can't get back. Unless Annihilator Beam pops up. Meanwhile, Belattor giving us a look at Mining Station B. That looked important, question mark?
I didn't get a good look at it.
It was just a missile tank in Mine Shaft. And Belattor is short a power bomb, so Storage A is going to have to wait a minute.
Well, Storage A is going to have to wait anyway. He doesn't have the light beam.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good look on my playback either, unfortunately.
He did manage to get himself a nice little bug hat, though.
Yeah, the collision on those pill bugs down there can be quite weird.
And they don't die to speed boost. Like, come on, man.
Those are the only ones that don't have that property. For whatever reason, the ones in ventilation area do.
The ones in the Spider Guardian arena don't either.
And it would appear that I'm Slow is, in fact, attempting to get to the Vanilla Seekers by Oh, it looks like he's done it.
Looks like he got it, so he's there.
Now, hopefully, the game did figure out what room to place him in, and it looks like it did. And that is an energy tank in Hall of Honor Dead.
It's nice. It's kind of a travesty to have wasted all that time to get that one item, but I mean, it's an energy tank, which is nice to have, especially early.
And it looks like Belattor is electing to get the Dark Torvis key here in Crossroads. We actually do not have anything we can do in Torvis. I take it back. We can certainly get to the elevator, but we cannot do much else since we do not have Super Missiles or Emerald Translator.
Yeah, we can get down there and take a look around and then have to walk right back out. So, I'm idiot. Woo!
Admire the scenery.
Yeah, the under Torvis elevator is always a nice thing to look at.
Now, I'm Slow technically is soft locked right now. Well, actually, no, he's got Seekers.
He has the Seekers. I don't know why he's trying to do the hard way out.
He's doing the hard way out because he does not have Super Missiles, and he's trying to get to the hint outside the Torvis Quadrant elevator. As this Morph Ball tunnel will allow him to get there. Remind me again where Boost Ball was chilling at?
Boost Ball was in the Wind Chamber access.
Okay, so I don't remember if Slow picked that up. I want to say he did.
Yes, they both picked it up.
Okay.
They were both there.
And there you go. He gets the instant morph, and yeah, with Boost Ball, he can just zip right over the ceiling here and go straight back to get that hint.
Very well done. I am impressed. I tried that for over an hour the other day, and I gave up.
Now, there is a minor issue here. I'm Slow can't actually get to Torvis from the front door. He's actually still missing Amber Translator, but it is possible to scan the hint near the crystal pillar without moving it. So he might be pushing for that as well. Oh, wait, he can't know Super Missiles unless he wants to go the long way.
I'm really curious as to why he just started to go that way, then decided to turn back around and come back this way anyway.
Oh, you know what it is? It would have been a soft lock because there's no way to get back.
He got the Boost Ball. You could have used the Boost Ball to get back up to the Boost Ball.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. So,
but on the left side, Belattor is taking down a Morbus.
Which at this point, I think this is pretty much required.
Everybody's favorite giant worm slug thingy. I don't know what it's. It's not a sand digger, is it? Is it really just like a ginormous sand digger?
I don't think so. There are similarities for sure, though. Now, here's a trick about the Amorbus fight. If you lay bombs like relatively close to the suction vortex, the bombs do magnetize straight into Amorbus's mouth once you enter it. Bit of a speed tech for you there.
I'll have to give that a go. I just let him eat me because, why not? I feel like I feel like Men in Black, Agent K with the big roach saying, "Eat me!" I wanted to get my gun back. I almost called him Indiana Jones, and I was like, I know it's Jones, but I can't remember what his actual name is.
James Earl Jones is the name of the actor.
Oh, not James Earl Jones.
Oh, no.
Just Darth Vader.
Tommy Lee Jones. I'm sorry.
Tommy Lee Jones. I was like,
sorry.
Oh my.
Like I knew the last game, but I knew the last name, but the first name kind of slipped on me. Now, unfortunately, Belattor did not get an Amorbus claw head down before the laser ability triggered there. That's unfortunately just costs you like 40 seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep, that's one of the worst reasons to fight this boss without having Light Beam or Super.
I'm actually kind of surprised Bellator's not taking advantage of his Seeker Missiles, because I do believe those plates, those armor heads, have 150 HP. So a full Seeker Missile salvo would actually take those out.
I don't actually know.
I think I might be misremembering and thinking about the plates on the worms themselves.
If you took time to charge up five missiles, they would still probably go to that invincibility state anyway. So, Slow is taking a dip into Torvis elevator, the Torvis Temple elevator. I'm curious as to why.
We may be seeing some out of bounds here because I think it is possible to bomb space jump up to the top of that elevator and get out of bounds that way. So I believe that's what we're about to see here. Because, yeah, there's no other way normally that you're going to be able to do much here in Underside Torvis Temple.
At this point, I'm not surprised by out of bounds stuff. There's so many out of bounds things you can do in this game. It's kind of.
And yeah, we're about to see the bomb space jump here. And for those who don't know what a bomb space jump is, if you leave, or once you leave the ground in morph ball state, there is a 23 frame window after leaving the ground where the game still considers you grounded and you can still technically jump. If you get an instant unmorph by obstructing the camera to the morph ball, you can get a jump after unmorphing within that 23 frame window. In doing so, you can get a space jump out of the... Oh, I am being told it's 21 frames. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm Slow is now going to have to fight these arrow pirates through the floor, which, as you can see, kind of causes them to act a little funny.
they're all over the place. And Morbus has an energy tank, so not required.
Now, another thing about this fight that I'm Slow is doing is, upon defeating that last pirate, it will teleport Samus up to the front of the temple.
Which I'm assuming there's a way out. If you can portal your way in like this, you can portal your way.
Yes. The way out would be to go just straight out the back door because that only needs Dark Beam.
Oh yeah, I derped.
Now that item there is
just a missile expansion.
Yeah. Okay, so this is puzzling. A Morbus was not the answer, but we don't have Light Beam to get to Sank Spider's side. Oh my god, we have Boost and Spider Ball. Sank entrance.
Yeah, there's also Sand Processing. Could still have an item we haven't checked yet. With Boost and Spider, also the Reactor Core, where Dark Samus one resides, there's an item there you can get.
That is true. We did not see that. But yeah, I'm Slow demonstrating one of the more major... Oh, actually, yeah, one of the more major sequence breaks here, and is electing to pick up the Sunburst in the temple access.
That's not even on the tracker. Cool. I don't even have to do my job. Yay!
But yeah, we're in a... I'm actually kind of surprised Morbus did not have an item, given how early those keys were.
At this point, I'm not surprised at the trolliness of these seeds anymore. There's another energy tank in the Great Bridge room.
Yeah, one common behavior I usually exhibit when it comes to bosses I don't have the hints for is get the keys, but hope you don't have to fight them.
Yep. I hate fighting bosses unnecessarily, and especially a Morbus, because I've been debated 1,000 times to fight him for a missile or an ammo expansion, and the one time you choose not to fight him is the one time it's something.
Interesting play here. Belattor is electing to go to Doomed Entry, and what do you know? There's Light Beam.
There's an energy tank in the Torvis Lagoon. And showing that the Poison Bog, I believe, is the Dark World equivalent of that room,
Yes.
is an expansion. So we won't need the Dark Visor or Light Suit for that.
That is a Sky Temple key there in the battleground, so that must get picked up.
Yeah, that's important. A little bit.
So with Light Beam in tow, Belattor can now reach Sank Spider side.
He also has a lot more options available to him. He's also got a couple other rooms he can check while he's back here. He can check the feeding pit, or the room adjacent to the feeding pit, which is like in cache 3 or some stuff. I don't even know.
It's 1. In cache 3 is the ammo recharge station in Accursed Lake.
Yeah, I don't. It's in cache. There's like 17. There's 17 of them, so I just I pick a number. It's the one in the feeding pit. I know that.
Or sorry, it's not called Accursed Lake. It's called something nasty sounding.
That's
I mean, it's dark.
Very
That's
accurate.
That's pretty much the best way you can word it. It's a nasty sounding room.
What's the whole Dark Aether is a nasty sounding rooms. The dungeon, the feeding pit, doomed entry, judgment pit.
Thank you, Shin. Dark Oasis is the name.
Thank you, Shin. Thank you very much.
These night barbs here are at least dropping a power bomb refill for Belattor.
And there's the super missiles. All right.
So really, all you had to do was go to doomed entry, and then the seed opened up.
Because supers open up a lot of doors. A super lot of doors, and I did not mean to pun that at all.
And actually, with super missiles and seeker missiles in tow, the Sky Temple entryway is available, so Bellator could elect to check Sky Temple hints if he so chooses.
It gives us access to the Warrior's Walk. It gives us access to the vanilla Torvis entrance. It gives us access to the Torvis Under Temple. I mean, we got a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
plus, supers are really useful to kill stuff with. So
it actually also puts what I'm Slow was doing in Torvis before back into logic, since super missiles allow us to get out of the underside of the Torvis Temple.
It looks like Mining Station B just has an ammo expansion.
Okay. Actually, I guess the item in Reactor Core is not important because Bellator is not going for it. Either that or he's waiting to get sand processing first.
I couldn't tell. I mean, I didn't see. So I mean, without having any of those giant auras of the light beam or the power bombs, it's really hard to tell unless you get a really good.
Yeah, those two items at least light up like a Christmas tree, so you can kind of see ahead of time. Dark ammo tank.
We're getting an awful lot of ammo.
We're getting an awful lot of ammo, but you know what? We're still devoid of power bomb tanks.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2, but I mean, that's not really a lot to work.
Yeah, the seed we had earlier this afternoon had the same case, actually, where all we had were main power bombs, and the only other one we've seen was in the vault.
And now he's going to check ventilation area.
Yeah, because of that somewhat awkwardly placed light beam, we couldn't check this for quite some time.
And it's just a dark beam ammo expansion, so he may elect to go to Spider-Side Sanctuary. And that's exactly where he's headed.
Yeah, if it were me, I would have done this now too, because you can pretty much do everything in Sank Spider-Side. The only thing is you can't do Hive Gyro Chamber, and you can't get much farther in. Well, you can get to the Energy Controller theoretically. Well, actually, no, you don't have Grapple Beam or Screw Attack, so yeah, you really can't do much besides the Sank Spider-Side checks themselves.
It doesn't have them yet. That doesn't mean they're not in the next room.
Yeah,
because the Culling Chamber, the Hazing Cliff, and the Hall of Combat Mastery almost always have something useful.
Yeah, there's a reason I've been calling this area the Spider's Treasure.
Apparently he didn't like what he saw in the Hall of Combat Mastery, so he's just going to move on to the next.
Yeah, and thankfully with Bellator's current equipment, Culling Chamber and Culling Chamber and Hazing Cliff are free. And I'm Slow actually gave us a quick look at Ink Cache 4, which is unfortunately just a missile tank.
That is the light suit in the culling chamber.
Might not be required, but is definitely nice to have.
Yeah, you never turn down the opportunity to get that unless it's on some really obscure location.
Like Dynamo Works.
Or the vault. I mean, it's just one of the sweetest looking suits that the Metroid has ever made. So, I mean, it's hard to say no to it.
I mean, they have basically kneecaps equivalent to a Master Sword, so...
Yeah, that was a key, a Dark Torvis key.
So, I would still say Spider's Treasure kind of living up to its name here, but it's kind of 50-50 if that Torvis key is required.
Yeah, we hope it's not, but it could be. I'm curious what Belattor is going to do here. He doesn't have grapple or screw attack to get across this gap up here.
And he doesn't have Dark Visor either, so he can't cheese the Seeker locks.
There are no unless he's going to do some out of bounds stuff, which is probable or possible.
I think he may actually have just realized what's happened. Yeah, he just realized what's happened. He's going back down.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. I can't do this.
And unfortunately, I'm Slow is taking the Amorbus bait too.
It happens often. When you get those 3 keys that early, it's really hard to say no to that. But to be fair, I mean, it happens.
And the other downside is if you're looking for Light Beam, there's only 3 checks you can do in Dark Pirate Labs, and that is Doomed Entry, Battleground, and Ink Cache 1. And if Ink Cache 1 doesn't have your Light Beam and you go pick that up, you're stuck.
So instead, Belattor is going to elect to go up the light version of this elevator, which does soft lock you unless you can kill the Spider Guardian, which he may not be. But there is a save station up here that you can access to warp back to start. So that's a nice way to not get stuck up here.
Yeah, we can also get some intelligence here from the key bearer on Hive Dynamo Works, which is an expansion. Didn't get a good look at what was in the Dynamo Works tunnel, unfortunately.
I didn't even know you could look at the item there. I'm not surprised. I don't know a lot. But you could also, there are also a couple slope jumps you can use to get out of there without having to fight the Spider Guardian. So, I mean, there are not having to fight it, but it's one of the easiest ways to do. And Spider Guardian tends to have something important.
Yeah, although for these first few races, that title surprisingly has gone to Amorbus, although this seat doesn't count, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for anybody keeping the tally.
Yeah, but who's counting? Who's counting? Slow, unfortunately, triggering the worm rave, having to sit through about 30 seconds of absolutely nothing, trying not to die to a stupid laser beam.
I would imagine now Bellator is going to take a quick peek at Watch Station Access, just to at least see what's back there.
And probably also take a quick peek at the temple access item as well.
Yeah, that's easily reachable with Boost Ball. He's just going to have to be a little careful about getting out because he doesn't have Dark Visor to trigger the Kinetic Orb Cannon. He saw it, but it must have not been too important.
You can't access it without Echo Visor anyway. Unless there's out of bounds to get it, which I'm sure there is.
There is a 3-bomb space jump you can do. That looks important.
It's a gravity boost.
Gravity boost in Sank is a really weird circumstance. And we do have lower Torvus access now that we've picked up super missiles, but I don't think this check is in logic.
And gravity boost being it's available. He could have done the caretaker class drone fight and got up here, but it's much much better to not have to do.
Could he? He doesn't have Echo Visor to open the door.
Oh, you're right, he doesn't. So this is out of logic.
Yeah, this area is definitely... Yeah, this is out of logic right now. Until we either find Echo Visor or Screw Attack. Which, we've actually... One thing I'm actually surprised, we are very devoid of translators. So, we have been not getting a lot of hints on where to go today for this seed. Not particularly common in my experience.
Holy cow! I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh yeah, there's a couple
That's
of ways.
amazing.
There's a couple of ways to avoid having to double dip this this full spider ball track.
Okay, for future reference, chat, don't follow me because I don't play this game like these guys do. I play it like I'm an idiot, so I'm not that.
Just a missile tank.
And now he's gonna get a peek at what's in the station or the watch station here, whatever the heck the dark room number.
Aerial training site.
There you go. I figured you knew. Oh,
Oh,
energy low.
I'm slow is
He's-
actually
he's-
running. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get a full energy refill, luckily, but I don't think that's exactly what he'll be looking for.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy about that.
Yeah, it doesn't cost him that much time, all things considering, because Bellator also got baited by a Morbus.
I mean, all the signs are pointing that direction. It's hard to say no to. It really is.
Yeah, and especially since you were expected to kind of just throw yourself into a soft lock for potential soft lock for doomed entry.
We got Bellator doing some exploration somewhere. Looks like he did some wall crawling to get over to the central area transport,
I didn't wall crawl. He just jumped, I think.
or did some standable terrain exploitation. I guess would be the better description.
Ooh, but he went down the wrong path. It's just for a missile, though.
Luckily, it's just a missile expansion, so he didn't miss out much.
Yeah, so now he's going to be able to check the item here in main research, which I did not see what that was.
He's getting bullied by these quads. They're kind of jerks.
Yeah, quads are pretty tough to deal with. He doesn't have Screw Attack, but he has Boost Ball, so he will be able to take out the legs. That was a Sky Temple key in main research, so he does have to pick that up. To answer your question, Chad, this was a ship start, so our runners are starting at the ship for this seed.
Bellator taking out those quad heads, and now he's going to do the morph ball puzzle to at least, or he's going to get the item here. Whether he does the morph ball puzzle or does some kind of form of skip to do it, I'm sure there's things that I am lacking a severe amount of knowledge in comparison to what these run.
Yeah, what he did was a triple bomb jump to get partially up the spider ball track to skip like the first quarter.
Yeah, any time skipped is time saved.
Absolutely. Yeah, and again, this will be for a, I believe that's actually our first Sky Temple key of the run.
I think it's our second? Cool. Nope, you're right, it's the first. Sorry. It's the first.
To answer question chat, Light Beam was in Doomed Entry, which I'm slow is about to see, or not.
Okay, where is he going? Oh, he's gonna go up and out.
Yeah, he's power bombing the. Bellator is power bombing the transit station portal, so it looks like there was something important in there. Oh, and Chad is clarifying that is the second Sky Temple key.
I did not see what was in the transit station item, but we'll see it shortly.
Yeah, we're gonna get it because looks like Bellator is going for it. Yeah, unfortunately, without screw attack, you got to do this puzzle pretty much the long way. Unless I think you can do a bomb space jump as well. But if you have screw attack, there's a slope jump you can get off the rounded corners of the entry tunnels, and you can get enough height to screw attack to the platform before with the spider track.
Makes it very, very easy.
Yeah, it
Instead
saves
of having
about
portal hopping garbage.
yeah, because normally you got to sit through 4 portal loading screens. Now, unfortunately, I'm Slow still has not realized that Light Beam might be in doomed entry, or at least is trying to avoid it. And it was another Sky Temple key, so that is Sky Temple key number 3 for Bellator.
I do not remember where the first one was.
I'm trying to remember. I'm starting to. I remember it popped up somewhere. I just can't remember where. So yeah, once with the sweep of Sank complete, Bellator will take the save station here and warp to start.
I believe that's really the only option he has left. He's found all the items he can.
Yeah, and I don't think Reactor Core had anything interesting.
It looked like a missile expansion to me. But my eyes have deceived me before, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, not besides a few Sky Temple keys and Gravity Boost, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot came out of that Sank trip.
And Zlo just picked up his light beam, so now he can do the checks and get his super missiles as well.
And I believe Bellator is making a play for the Sky Temple key hints.
I mean, he's got everything he needs to get there. And he's got the light suit, so it's a nice casual walk rather than having to sweat it out with taking damage.
Pretty much. The absolute lowest that I've seen. Oh, Bellator is electing to go to Hall of Honor dead real quick first because he did not check this. That's where the first Sky Temple key was.
There it is. We found it.
So yeah, that is 3 known Sky Temple keys now. And I'm actually trying to remember, did Bellator do Warrior's Walk?
I do
after
not
picking up
recall
supers?
seeing it, but he may have.
Yeah, personally, if I'm going to be checking my Sky Temple hints, if I'm only running Variasuit, I want to at least have 2 energy tanks. You do have to end up kind of staying put sometimes in the light fields, but it is absolutely doable on 2 energy tank Variasuit. But we're not on 2 energy tank Variasuit. We're, in Bellator's case, on 4 energy tank Light Suit.
Which is about all you'd really need to finish the game, if you're comfortable with taking a little bit of damage in those final fights. Which, I mean, if you're really good at the game like these runners are, then it's next to nothing to not take any damage.
Very true. Bellator is electing to not go check the Sky Temple key hints. I'm kind of surprised by this play. And I'm Slow making the detour over to Incash 1 now to pick up the super missiles. Yeah, Bellator is returning to Aegon. Can't say
I'm gonna check the feeding pit.
He might check feeding pit and storage C real quick. That might be what's on his mind. Because I don't remember him doing storage C. after picking up super missiles.
You could also check storage A with the light beam now.
True. And actually, I'm trying to remember if Bellator went to mining station B at any point. I don't think
I
he
think he
has,
did,
actually.
yes. I think he did.
Okay. I'm slow playing the role of Daredevil a bit here, making his way through Doomed Entry.
He's showcasing the drop tables, showing that when you're low on health, it guarantees you health. Or pretty much guarantees.
I was
Just
about
as
to
long
say.
as the Aegon don't blow up that Phazon container while you're standing next to it.
I was about to
That's
say.
a bad.
I think that does 80 damage, so those hurt.
Yeah, they're pretty fatal. I mean, it's Phazon. We all know how that stuff. And here is Bellator going back to mining station B to check the storage A, as predicted.
I think at this point a translator wouldn't be too bad because that does give us 5 hints.
And access to some other doors. I mean, unless it's the orange, or excuse me, the amber trans. And it's the screw attack.
Well, now.
So that puts the gravity boost in logic.
Yes, it does. It also puts. Remind me again where that other suit was hanging out.
It's in the cooling chamber.
Okay, yeah, that was free. Never mind. I'm thinking of early this afternoon. The seed was in Watch Station. So yeah, Bellator is going to zip on out of here, and I imagine the next stop on his list is Storage C, because with super missiles in tow, he can go ahead and check that. After that, I would wager a trip to Feeding Pit. That's probably his ideas for this second major Aegon loop. And actually, with Screw Attack in tow, we can throw in Sand Canyon to the mix, which is very convenient. And it is Sonic Boom. So, at least Bellator's run's validated. Looks like Im's Low is re-attempting the bomb space jump to get out of bounds. I don't think he picked up those super missiles.
And I'm back. What did I miss? Anything?
Not much. Amzalo went out of bounds again in Torvis. Oh, Dark Oasis has a Sky Temple key, so Powerbomb Guardian is required.
And so is Dark Visor and Light Suit.
Ah, very true. Yeah, the thing about the Dark Oasis key is that the in-cache will not load until you've killed Powerbomb Guardian for whatever reason, another one of those random arbitrary triggers. I think actually you told me about that one, Semper.
Yeah, I discovered that one day while running, and I powerbombed it open, and I dropped down there. I'm like, where's the item? Why is it not here? And some of my viewers were like, because you haven't killed Powerbomb Guardian. I was like, well, that's not...
Bellator stopped for a second here. Might be a bathroom break or something.
It is possible. I mean, these runs can get kind of long, especially if you're drinking lots of fluid. Like the game recommends you to drink 200 mils to keep your optimum hydration.
Don't spoil it. We haven't seen that hint yet. That is actually one of the more enjoyable joke hints, to be honest. Is that a vanilla emerald translator?
Nope.
Nope, it's a light visor.
Jeez. That's disconcerting.
Yeah, because that is logically available with super missiles. So, that puts Eri into logic, so we can now fight Dark Samus 2.
How dare you speak that name?
And there's Grapple Beam.
Grapple Beam is
abandoned
grapple
work
locked.
site.
So the screw attack is definitely intended to get prior to getting the grapple beam there, but he's going to be able to use a BSJ. Now the settings we used logically, that is logically the grapple beam is it would be screw attack locked in this case because you need the screw attack to get that item.
Yeah, there is a setting in the randomizer that gives you progressive grapples because once you get screw attack, grapple beam kind of loses value. So there is a setting in the Randovania to make that progressive. Not the case for the tournament.
And Zlo just picked up his our first hamburger of the match.
You know, it's a good thing I just ate lunch.
I am. It's a good thing I'm currently eating dinner. So.
But yeah, looks like Bellator's back. Must have just been a quick bio break, and it looks like his next stop is Feeding Pit. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go to Storage C first.
Perhaps he has forgotten he's not been there yet.
Yeah, so a bit of an unfortunate circumstance for Arms Low, because he's got to go get both of those suits, including the one back in Transport B access. I like how that one Grenchler in the front just photobombed the other, and that is a Sky Temple key in Feeding Pit.
Light beam is hard, or not light beam. Light suit is definitely hard required for this run.
Yeah, in more ways than one. Yeah, Bellator's got to feel pretty happy about picking that up. Although, kind of mixing with the fact that he got baited by a Morbus, so we'll see.
So for go mode, we just need a pair of visors. Well, maybe not even. We need a dark visor at least. I don't know if we need the echo visor or not. And I think that might be just in translators.
Yeah, we just need to. I mean, honestly, again, some hints would be really nice right about now, but we've just been so devoid of translators this seed. Warrior's Walk not helping either. So yeah, what do you do if you're Bellator? Do you go? I imagine he might be detouring to Storage C first, but do you go check your Sky Temple hints, or do you go to Torvis through transport access?
At this point, I would check. I would check Storage C and then save warp and go get my hints because knowing where the rest of them are will tell me what other items I need to get.
Oh, I'm still picked up super missiles.
Yeah, whoops. Sorry. Double duty's kind of. I'm trying, guys.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm struggling a bit too.
Well, I mean, before the race started, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do it all myself because it was just me signed up for everything. Thank God you showed up.
Yeah, well, initially I was going to work the race between Mr. Miguel versus Dev. That was originally going to be the same time, but Mr. Miguel had to delay. And that race is to be determined at this time. We don't have a new start time for you yet on that one, but in light of that, I figured, all right, well, there's a race coming up that somebody needs a buddy, so
Yeah, very much appreciate having a buddy. It's very nice to have somebody else.
all right, we're getting our
very nice screw attack. Very nice.
Yeah, we're getting our storage C check now, and it is just another hamburger. I'm going to use that term hamburger now that you've all been using it, because normally I just say powerbomb tank.
I think a cheeseburger is more accurate because it actually has orange in the middle. So
Oh, that's making me even more hungry because I love a simple cheeseburger.
Yeah, who doesn't like cheeseburgers? You know.
Belattor is getting absolutely swarmed by Metroids here, but nothing a powerbomb can't fix.
I mean, even vegetarians like cheeseburgers.
Well, there is that whole Impossible Burger thing going around now at Burger King, although... I've heard, actually, they're quite popular.
I've heard that they're very good. I don't have a Burger King anywhere near me, otherwise I'd try it.
Oh, Bellator got grabbed again.
Dude, just powerbomb the little sucker.
He can't, he's out of ammo.
Oh, well, that sucks. Super missile it. Stop getting eaten.
So yeah, I guess he elected not to pick up the, I think that was a light ammo tank in bioenergy production, but it looks like that's it for Bellator's sweep of Aegon, and I'm guessing a save warp is due here, and I think this is I'm hoping this is a Sky Temple hint check now. Because yeah, if he wanted to go to Torvis, he would have done it then and there.
He can check his Sky Temple key hints, and then he can go down to Torvis, or he can go a different direction.
Well, he's got to take the only way to Torvis right now is through Aegon because we're still missing Amber Translator. It would appear that I'm Slow is now reaching the Spider's treasure and is going to get the Torvis key and
his dark suit.
Yeah.
What's the item here? I can't see that. It looks like it's a missile or a translator. I can't tell.
I think it's a missile tank, yeah. Yeah, Plane of Dark Worship is not a particularly common place for progression, although it's had visor upgrades a lot in my experience. It is possible, I've actually had a strange case one time where there was actually my Dark Suit in Plane of Dark Worship, but when I picked it up, I was actually still taking Inkclaw damage, but at a reduced level. So apparently the Dark Suit immunity to Inkclaw damage doesn't really kick in until you do a map move. Or reload the room or something.
It's a very terrifying feeling when you're running in that room and you're like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And you get back, you're like, whoo, I made it.
To answer question, chat, the other suit is in Temple Transport B Access in Great Temple. And Bellator continuing to defy expectations here and is not going to check Sky Temple keys. He's instead going for Sank Entrance and make a quick pit stop here in Fortress Transport Access.
Here's a useful bit of trivia. Instead of having to go back down the light beam, which saves you about 30 seconds, you can just morph ball and fall down. Just fall down. Like it's not.
Yeah, that light beam is not fully protected by a floor, so you can just roll right around it. But yeah, it looks like Belattor is going to give us Sank entrance here. This is a one-off check. I'm actually kind of surprised he's going for this. Although, well, actually, no Dark Visor. Never mind. Unless it
Yeah,
pops up here, in which you
it's
can check.
definitely a one. Yeah, it's definitely a one-way or a one-off check if it's not Dark Visor here, because you can't get past the front.
Yeah, not only can you not get past the front door, if you do get Dark Visor, then not only do you get past the front door, but you can check Hive entrance.
Oh, these pirates are such jerks.
Yeah, they're not.
That stupid static visor crap is just so annoying.
Yeah, it's yeah, any sort of visually messing ability is pretty annoying. I mean, Respits can break the fourth wall. Bellator getting pinballed a little bit by these.
I believe those are octopedes.
Something along that line.
Something like that.
I'm slow. Kind of making a meal out of this puzzle. Gets it though.
It's easy to mess up and hard to correct.
And I can understand why Bellator is going for Sank entrance, because this absolutely burned our nighttime runners last night, because Dark Beam was here in Sank entrance.
And it appears that the item in the Sanctuary entrance is nothing, so we are out.
Yep. No
It would
cobalt.
appear that our technology or our progression is going to be into our.
Looks like it. Yeah, and again, the only way to Torvis right now is through Aegon. Yeah, that's Gravity Booster and Watch Station access. Bellator already picked it up with a roll space jump, which is what I'm Slow's doing right now, actually. Yeah, that roll jump allows you to effectively get to the other terminal fall loading zone, for lack of a better term, where the terminal fall drops you on the other side. And with Grapple Beam, he can actually now get back with with ease. We may be getting a phase on-site check here from Bellator.
I can't see any other reason why he'd be coming over here.
Zlo is taking a save here. Or, nope, he's save warping.
He meant to do it the first time, and he said no. He accidentally didn't save. So it looks like Bellator saw what was in the Phazon site or Phazon grounds and did not want it. So he's going back. So I mean, at this point, Lower Torvis has to have something, because I think that's like the only place we haven't been to.
Yeah, although I think we haven't seen Dark Upper Torvis either, which we can pretty much full clear. Except for Poison Bog, which we already know is not a critical item. I think.
I don't remember. I think you're right. I think it is an expansion. But there is a cache there that you can get. That might be something.
And I'm slow getting that hint for the Inghive key that Belattor picked up in Fortress Transport.
The only reason why those Inghive keys would be required is if Quadraxis has the Annihilator Beam, and the Annihilator Beam would be required. That's the because otherwise you can bypass Quadraxis altogether, or bypass the temple access.
Hopefully, we will see this determine that for ourselves in a moment, because it looks like Bellator is now heading for the towards the Dark Temple portal here. Because yeah, this can't be a play to Torvis. We're missing Amber Translator. I think I'm slow starting to get annoyed too, and is actually going all the way here for the hint. Or not.
I think he may have forgotten he did not have the Amber Translator.
He can at least go get the item in Wind Chamber Gate Wind Chamber Gateway now that he's got Super Missiles and Grapple
He
Beam.
already has it. It's
Oh,
boost
right.
ball.
That's right. I thought it was a Sky Temple key for whatever reason. And here you see Bellator looking through the crystal pillar to check the hint. And Spider Ball can be found in Great Temple. Thanks, game. It's only the second item we got.
Thanks, game. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, the hint system does that a lot.
Yeah,
To be
the
fair-
Henson does that a lot.
To be fair, we've only seen 4 hints out of the 19 that are in this game from the Luminov Hollow Projectors.
Zlo is going to check the Sky Temple key hints right now, so we'll get them to get to see them on his side.
Yeah, this is good because if we miss one, we can see the other, hopefully. But yeah, we have 5 unknown Sky Temple keys right now. Bellator's got 4 of them. The 3 we know about are in... 2 of them were in Sank.
There's one in Accursed Lake.
That's right. Yeah, that one we can actually not... Oh, no, yeah, we need Dark Visor. Never mind. We can't get that one yet.
And then there's one in Dark Oasis and another one in somewhere I've forgotten.
Well, let's see what our story is here. So, our remaining temple keys are in Transit Tunnel South. That's Annihilator Beam locked.
Gross.
Main research.
We know that one.
Yeah, they're taking time to write this down because what they're going to do is soft reset back to the ship. Dark Oasis we know about. Hive.
Oh,
That's Quadraxis.
My God, Quadraxis has it. Oh man.
That's gross. So Annihilator Beam and okay, that's Feeding Pit. That one we know.
Oh, we get to see a Quadraxis fight. That's our first quad of the tournament.
It
That'll be
is.
fun.
You're absolutely right. A Cursed Lake we
We
know.
already knew that one. It's funny how they're both in the same spot. Sanctuary and Map Station.
So we need Cobalt.
That's Cobalt too.
So those are the last ones. So we need Cobalt Translator and Annihilator Beam.
My
And Dark
goodness.
Visor.
And Echo Visor.
By logic for quad, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's possible to do quad without Echo Visor
But we
because you
have it.
can.
We already have it, so
Oh, that's true.
I forgot.
Yeah, in Bellator's case, though, Bellator doesn't have it, but quad is doable without Echo Visor. You can screw attack his antenna in phase 2 on the body, and
It's just a
then
pain. In the butt.
come again.
It's just a pain in the butt to do that.
Depends on where you screw attack from. There's one particular quadrant that's easier than the other 3. But yeah, with our current equipment, yeah, again, we're still looking for Annihilator Beam because we can't get into quad without, and we know quad doesn't have Annihilator Beam, so we know it's got to show up eventually. And it's also needed for Transit Tunnel South.
Which means we will not need the Inghive keys because we can bypass that door by coming in the side door of the.
But yeah, I think I do have to agree with your previous assessment that at this point, Torvis is the play.
I'm willing to bet that that's where the majority of our items are going to be.
I think the next thing that's going to pop up relatively soon, or at least I hope it pops up as soon, is Emerald Translator, because that should give us a lot of intel.
It does give us a lot of access, and at least we don't have to do the Boost Guardian for a key. He might have something else, and Spider Guardian is not required unless he's got something, which I don't think he can. It might be
We
the
know that.
Annihilator Beam, but other than that.
Yeah, we know that the tunnel and the Hive Dynamo Works items are both garbage. Spider Guardian himself, we do not know. But yeah, this will be our first case of Quadraxis being required in the tournament.
And here's hoping that Chicka doesn't have the Annihilator Beam.
Or the Cobalt Translator.
Ugh.
I did have a seed where, I think it was actually during one of the weeklies a couple of weeks back, where I was lost and I couldn't find Echo Visor to as my go mode item. It was on Dark Samus too, but I didn't want to risk it. Chicka had Cobalt, so I elected to fight Chicka for Cobalt, and a Cobalt hint pointed me to Dark Visor.
Oof. Yeah, nobody ever wants to fight Dark Samus 2. It's so far out of the way.
Not only is it far out of the way, but it's not exactly the. It's kind of middle of the road in terms of difficulty. I mean, if Dark Samus goes into her boost ball, you can just use Charge Light Beam to break her out of it.
I mean, really, and to be honest, any of the Dark Samus fights are kind of irritating because she's just me.
Yeah, she does a lot of invulnerability attacks.
You would think if you can make yourself invulnerable for a little bit, just make yourself invulnerable forever, and then I can never kill you. So you can just bugger off, right?
I gotta stop you for a second because I'm slow is making me a little bit tense getting ambushed by these dark pirates.
Yeah, those guys do hurt a lot.
Yeah, just like the regular pirate troopers, they deal 5 damage per shot, but they shoot a lot. Yeah, I actually had a case where I was coming back from checking my Sky Temple hints on, I think it was 2E Tank Variasuit, and I almost died to the Dark Pirates because I forgot to heal after checking the hints. I think I had 5 energy.
Belattor getting to the front door of Sanctuary, realizing I can't go this way because I don't have Dark Visor.
I'm actually surprised he elected to double dip this instead of go to Torvis.
He was going to go explore more of Sanctuary before he forgot that he can't go that way.
I'm still surprised at this because he already kind of looped around Sank once.
He's just thinking, I gotta kill a quad. Maybe, I don't know.
That might have been it, but that might be something we'll ask him in the interview. Yeah, unfortunately, this seed really scattering our progression, it would seem, especially since, our runner's already got baited with a Morbus, so...
I mean, it's my curse. Every seed that I am involved in, whether tracking or commentating, it takes forever. But the seeds that I'm not involved in, case in point, the last 2, They're super fast. They were an hour and a half, and the first one I did was 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, Rando will Rando, let's be honest.
I just have bad luck when it comes to randos.
But yeah, I think at this point, Bellator realizes what's. I think both runners actually realize what's going on and that they have to go to Aegon to get to Torvis. Or not? Because Low is passing up on Aegon.
I think he's going to get his light suit.
That's probably it. Yeah. Yeah, because now he knows it's required.
Or not.
Amstel's been making a lot of very strange routing decisions so far today. Also remember that he did not powerbomb that second gate.
I have no idea where he's going.
Unless he's checking Sank entrance himself.
It is possible.
But yeah, if I had to, if I were a betting man, I'd say Bellator is making a beeline for Torvis now.
I mean, Lower Torvis has got to have something at this point.
Yeah, Lower Torvis, Dark Upper Torvis is a distinct possibility.
I think the only things we haven't seen in Upper Dark Torvis would be the items in the Poison Bog and the one at the Dark Forgotten Bridge or Dark Great Bridge. I think we have seen the others. Whoa! Whoops!
That might have been an accidental alert. Okay, Bellator is once again defying expectations and going to Sank.
I don't have any idea what he's doing now. Is he gonna go to? We don't have the Dark Visor. We don't have the Echo Visor.
Yeah, this to me.
Is he going to go check Vault?
Could do, but again, I don't see the reason behind this, especially considering that you haven't been to Torvis yet.
He's got a plan in his mind. He knows something that we don't know, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I will say I am puzzled by these by this routing.
Was he trying to come in via Lower Torvis? I mean, that's not a. I mean, it doesn't even seem like it'd be a good idea.
There is a way to get past the statue in Lower Torvis to without moving it. I think you have to do a precision space jump or something along that line. One I'm not as familiar with.
You can use spider boost ball off the spider ball track there. It's actually not terribly hard to do.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm slow. You need to be careful.
Ooh, yeah, them little buggers blow up and they hurt. They hurt a lot.
Yeah, 20 damage each. Granted, they give you great refills when they do detonate, but you gotta survive the detonation first, and Imslow should be realizing now he can't get by.
I'm betting there's an out of bounds he can do to get by. Or maybe not.
Nope.
Those octopedes are just being jerk. Oh, ow.
You said it.
Okay, so Belattor just hopped into the temple. It normally would be soft lock, but because he has screw attack, he can get on top of the railing and jump his way out.
Yeah.
But we are going to get some new checks here, so this will be nice to see what the energy controller here has. I'm kind of hoping it's vanilla,
Me too,
but
actually.
I don't know. Or at least a translator so we can do something.
Slow's got to be careful again. He's down to 2 hits.
Oh, yeah! I was so focused on him watching him not die, I didn't see what Bell.
I'll take a look at the playback for you. It was a dark tank.
So Torvis.
Yep. I mean, we've been banging the same drum for about 40 minutes now.
Go to Torvis. It's something there. Practically everything's in Torvis.
This is unfortunately one way. Zlow's gonna have to save warp. Because, yeah, still no Emerald Translator. We haven't picked anything up, honestly, since Light Suit. Since Gravity Booster and Light Suit, to be honest.
Yeah, he's going to go back down and realize he can't go back out that way either because he doesn't have the Dark Visor. Unless, again, out of bounds. That's always the trump card. I speak on logically standpoint of views. I don't know anything about out of bounds, and I'm not going to try to explain anything. So
Yeah.
if there is out of bounds, I don't know about it. And
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you.
Because there is a lot of out of bounds tricks in this game, as you have probably seen already in some of the races. There's a lot of them, and they're just so many things you can do, and they take a lot of time and practice to get done right.
Yeah, one of the more famous ones is Quad Skip, where you can get to Sank Energy Controller, Inghive Energy Controller, I should say, while entirely just waltzing right over Quadraxis.
Unfortunately, the item we need is on said boss.
Yeah, I guess whatever was in the vault must not have been important because Belattor is zipping right back out. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be asking both runners what's keeping them away from Torves.
Remind me again where the Echo Visor was.
It was in the Torvis Energy Controller.
Right, which we have access to now.
Yeah, Onslow kind of sequence broke. Well, went out of bounds to get it, even though by that point, I think he had super missiles.
Bellator is trying to decide where to go. I don't know why they're being so against going to Torvis. I mean, the signs are there. You've got a couple keys down there. You've got Gravity Boost. You've got Spider Ball. You've got Boost Ball. You've got everything you need to go down there and clear it out.
Yeah, you can full clear everything except the dungeon.
Which I'm betting you're going to get the Dark Visor in Torvis and you'll be able to clear it that way.
Yeah, it would appear Bellator's lost a little too. There hasn't been any developments in the SRL chat. Both runners have actually been pretty laser focused on this. No like comical chatter once they both found out they got debated by a Morbus.
Yeah, that's always fun. What I wouldn't give to know what they're thinking.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be able to. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to tell us in an hour or so when we talk to them.
Zlo is making the decision to go down to Torvis. So this will be good to finally see some new things. He's going so far as to go straight down to Lower Torvis to do the full clear out down here.
Yeah, I like this play because this makes a lot more sense than checking Dark Upper Torvis since you've already partially cleared it. No reason to double dip for fewer checks when the density is down here.
And we don't have the Emerald Visor to check the far side with the Torvis Grove and Torvis Arena and things like that.
That's the other thing. Yeah, we're missing. Yeah, that you'd be surprised how I think Emerald Translator is probably the most on the subject of Emerald Translator.
There she be, and that is a huge item because now that gives us access to Torvis Arena, Torvis Grove, Torvis Plaza access, Meditation Vista, and all that stuff over there. So that's just opened up a whole bunch of checks.
Yeah, now you might notice I'm Slow is having a tiny bit of trouble with this Seeker Missile door. A strange prop of Seeker Missiles is that there actually is an order to which they fire and track their targets depending on what order you lock your targets in. So because I'm Slow kind of went left and right and all around and didn't target the things in a set pattern, the missiles didn't exactly go in the direction you would hope they would, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, they're called missiles for a reason. They miss a lot.
Mm-hmm. Alright, looks like Belattor has returned to Aegon via Spider Side Elevator and should be making the play to Torvis now.
And Zlo is in Transit Tunnel East?
Yeah, this is East. West doesn't have an item. Just for 5 missiles, though. That's the wrong column.
It happens all the time. All the time. Now he's going to be making his way over to the room whose name I have eternally forgotten.
This is actually this room I don't remember. Catacombs.
Thought that was a dark room. No, the dark room's a dungeon. Never mind. I was gonna say it's not training chamber, is it?
No, training chamber's the next one over.
Oif.
The dungeon has an expansion.
Yay! And he's not going to check the hint above the portal.
I was about to say, I think he forgot he just picked up Emerald.
I mean, we've been in 2 hours without it. It's kind of hard to remember that all of a sudden you have it now. Looks like he's making a beeline for the Under Temple.
There are quite a few low separation checks down there, so this makes a lot of sense.
And we do need that Annihilator Beam to get that Sky Temple piece, so that's what we're searching for right now.
Right. There is another cheeseburger in Path of Roots. Not sure if we saw that already.
I do not believe that we have seen that. I think that nobody's been there. That's an energy tank.
To answer your question, chat, yes, both runners do have their gravity boosts. It was in Watch Station Access. They both actually roll jumped to get it, I believe.
Yes, they got it out of sequence, but it was shortly thereafter after put into logic.
Yeah, so there are 5. Actually, this makes a lot of sense for I'm Slow because he's got to go fight Powerbomb Guardian anyway.
Yes, and you can check the Hydro Chamber storage item. You can screw attack up in the Dunder Temple to get the item there. And there's another energy tank, so he is opting to activate the Alpha Blog, but probably going to skip it. Because the Alpha Blog is a giant jerk.
Well, he's just going to skip this fight, doing a bomb space jump to ascend to the side platform here, except I think Alpha Blog sniped him.
Yeah, that's, as I said, Alpha Blog's kind of a jerk. Now he's going to go up and he's going to hop into the portal and go back into the room down below in the Dark World and kill the Powerbomb Guardian. To answer your question in chat, Caliber, that is supposed to be a Dark Temple key, which is what the Temple keys are referred to in hints, and I guess it was a mistake. And we were going to replace it with the Energy Transfer Module, but the Energy Transfer Module is not in the item pool, so we don't know what we're going to do with it.
We get the missile launcher itself in under temple access.
All right, finally we can shoot some missiles. Let me wait.
It's only been 2 hours. Finally.
If you're gonna wait that long for missiles, you're having a really bad day.
Yeah, now I'm slow electing to go straight for Powerbomb Guardian, which is has to do because does not have Screw Attack to get the other under temple item.
Oh yeah, I forgot he hasn't gotten that yet. I already forgot where it was too.
It was in. Give me a minute. It was in Sank somewhere.
Wasn't the one in Transit Station, was it?
No, Transit Station was a Sky Temple key. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on where Screw Attack was. That is a red key.
Yep, that's the Yang Hive key that we don't need. One of the nice things about Quadraxis, you don't have to get his key.
Yeah, especially now since we know that Annihilator Beam can't be on quad. Getting a Cash B check now from Belattor.
Whereas Zlo is taking the second to the last hit on the Powerbomb Guardian. You have to Morph Ball track your way up to these 4 bomb slots and activate them to deal damage to the boss. And the 5th, well, technically deal damage, but it opens up the ability to hammer smash him with the counterweight above his head and give us whatever item he's got, which I'm kind of hoping is a translator or a visor.
Yeah, we'll see in a second here.
And Bellator getting bodied by that Hunter Ing, because those guys are jerks.
Yeah, and without Annihilator Beam, these guys are... it's possible to bait them into the light fields by repeatedly shooting them with Light Beam, but it's not consistent.
And the Powerbomb Guardian is a missile expansion. So, required to kill, but the loot is...
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it looks like Bellator's next stop is going to be Lower Torvis, has finished his Upper Torvis sweep.
And Iams Low is headed up to the dark version of the Hydro Chamber Storage to go up and probably fight the Grapple Guard.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense because you can check Grapple Guardian, you can check Under Transit 1. This really is the only time you're going to get to do it.
Bellator is headed for the Torvis Energy Controller, where he will get his Echo.
So yeah, the next $1 million question is, where is our Annihilator Beam and Cobalt translators?
I'm betting one of them is going to be on the Grapple Guardian.
It's a possibility.
Now, interestingly enough, a Grapple Guardian is, I think, the only boss in the game you actually have to scan to be able to kill.
Yeah, there is a weak point that becomes exposed on Chicka Larva if you scan that, but that's not required. Now, the thing about Grapple Guardian here is that you actually don't want to use Charged Light Beam to stun him. You actually only want to do you actually only want to use regular shots because I think it might be that the standard light beam shots hits him more than once because you can see he just got hit with 3 charged light beams and he didn't flinch.
Yes, the charge beam shots only were useful for hitting him in the backside once you've stunned him. But you can also, I just the charge beam shots are a waste of ammo, personally. But again, I'm not a speedrunner.
Yeah, now if you do run low on missiles, what you can do is try and force Grapple Guardian to grapple the pegs on the other end of the room, on the opposite side to him, because if you can do that and you drag him and he gets dragged to those pegs, they will drop health and missiles. I don't think they drop a considerably large amount of light beam ammo.
I have not received very much light beam ammo from him at all. So. And Grapple Guardian gives us missiles. But now we get to check under Transit 2 and see if there's an item, what the item there is.
Yeah, this is under Transit 1. Under Transit 2 doesn't have an item.
Okay, my bad. It was one of the under transits.
Yeah, under Transit 2's light equivalent is Transit Tunnel East. That's the one transit tunnel that has the item.
It's probably going to be a missile expansion or an energy tank because there is no glow.
I was about to say, I think I saw something clip through the wall, so it's too big to be a missile tank, but yeah, energy tank in this case. I'm slow not realizing he's on the wrong, or is choosing to go back, rather.
He has not activated the portal on the other side, so he can't leave via that way unless you
Yeah, I can't
know
get
the
out.
clip. Which Iron Zlo has also, shown that he knows how to do out of bounds. So I'm assuming that he knows the things that I don't. And Belattor making his way to Lower Torvus, he's going to get all the items that Iron Zlo just received.
Now, what I'm curious to know is, after Emerald Translator, is he going to immediately turn around after opening the secret door? Is he immediately going to turn around?
I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to open that secret door. I think he's going to go around it.
Yeah, I was thinking that what he might consider doing is, after getting Emerald, just do the rear side Torvus sweep. But he elects to not do that. I'm starting to think that rear Torvus area, either Boost Guardian or Torvus Plaza, might be our next pit stop for progression.
Meditation Vista might have something. It looks like there's something in the Gathering Hall. Is that training, or is this Training Chamber?
This is Gathering Hall.
Is that? It looks like an energy tank, maybe?
I think it's either an energy tank or a light ammo tank. It's not pretty big. And that's a hint for Inghive Key 3. Thanks, game.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, Lower Torvus has 3 hints, one in each of the main rooms of the outer border. So that's this is one of the best places in the game to get hints.
Whether or not those hints are useful is another story entirely.
Mm-hmm. And I'm slow is going. It looks like he save warped to turn around. I think he might have. Yeah, I think he hit the save station to go back because he was having trouble figuring out how to get back.
The dungeon has nothing, as we already know, and the Red Temple Key is in the Dark Torvus Arena, which we probably is. I'm saying it's going to be a Chicka key, a Torvus.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that is guaranteed to be a Torvus key, because where was the second Inghive key? We've seen 2. The second one,
I have no idea.
Oh, no, the second one was in Dark Torvus Bog. It was in over the Torvus Temple access way. So yeah, that hint, that previous hint has already been satisfied, actually.
Oh my goodness! Holy crap! Chicka has the Annihilator beam. Come on, game. Come on.
Oh,
Why
and
you
Bellator
gotta
knows
be
he
like
passed
that?
that key. Oh, Bellator
That's
passed that
horrendous.
key. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you do not have the hint for the boss, always pick up. Oh, wait, actually, we didn't knowingly pass up that key. That was an Inghive key. Never mind.
And that's the Dark Visor. So this is gonna be all three bosses are gonna be all three major guardians are gonna be killed in this. Two of which are required.
That's crazy.
Yeah, who rolled this seed today? I gotta have a conversation with them. Again, my luck with seeds is horrendous.
All right, I'm gonna write down +1 Chicka on my boss tally.
Boy, this is gonna turn into be a long one, guys. So just buckle in and get comfortable. We're gonna be here probably for another.
Yeah, strap yourselves in, folks. Yeah, so
We've seen
Bellator.
2 Torbis keys, correct?
I want to say we've seen one and at least have knowledge of another. I don't remember where that second key was.
There's another cheeseburger in the Torvis Grove. And now we get to see what's in Meditation Vista. We can't obtain it. Well, I mean, he might be able to obtain it, I guess. You can do out of bounds.
That's a key.
I can't tell. It's probably a Torvis key.
I think it's got to be a Torvis key at this point. And there's Cobalt Translator in a Screw Attack locked in Undertemple. I'm slow walked right past that because he didn't have it.
He can't get it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's gonna have to go back down there to get it. That's really crappy.
So this actually puts Bellator in key go mode, or key no mode at the very least.
Yeah, that's Chicka and Quad both. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, this after, as I think you mentioned before, getting jebaited by a Morbus.
That's just, I mean, this is the kind of seed that I get. The kind of seed that makes you want to break your controller and not play it again for a week or two until you get a new one. Slow's going to give us a check at the Torbis Plaza and the Torbis Plaza access.
Actually, I think we know where the last Torvis key is. I think it's in Dark Torvis Arena. That's the red key, the last red key, probably.
Have we seen all 3 Inghive keys?
I think we've seen 2 and got a hint for another, but I'm not 100% sure. But we do know there is a red key in Boost Guardian's room.
Hopefully it's not on him.
Well, even then, if it is, both of these runners should be okay, because they have at least 5 E-tanks, they have plenty of power bombs, they have at least a suit.
I'm just saying, he's just mean.
He can be. You're absolutely right.
And Torbis Plaza access has for us today an energy tank. Yay, more health.
And what I'm still puzzled by is I'm slow could have gotten those hints about Chicka and whatnot because he had Emerald Translator.
Yes, he did. That reminds me, that means Bellator also has Emerald Translator.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm failing as a tracker today.
No, me too.
It's hard to keep focused when we're focusing so much on the trash heap that we're watching that we also have to remember to click buttons.
Ooh, I'm slow went too far.
These pirates, these dark pirate commandos are literally the worst enemy in the...
I mean, they're basically the game's equivalent to Chozo ghosts.
Yes, I would agree, and I would rather fight a Chozo Ghost.
And down he goes again. This is where I just lay a power bomb in the center of the half pipe and hope that I nail the two pirates, that they like waltz into them. And he gets grabbed.
And then the Sporb gets him too. Man, he can't catch a break.
And that Sporb is getting power bombed.
Oh, at this point, I'd be power bombing the whole world.
Well, to be fair, we do end up power bombing Dark Aether.
Yes, we do.
I'm trying to remember if we saw a red temple key. Yes, we did. Hazencliff had a Dark Torvus key. Which means that the spider's treasure ended up yielding 2 out of 3 required items.
Man, oh man, a spider's treasure. It's a thing. That's a good thing you. Oh no,
Oh, this is not
Belattor!
going to end well.
Oh no!
Wait, how did he just tanked that? He didn't
Well,
take
I
any
mean-
damage.
He probably has a morph ball then. Like he may have taken an energy tank worth of damage.
I don't think so. Hold on, I'm looking that back. No, he started with 5.5 tanks. He ended with 5.5 tanks. Unless one of those Phazon canisters dropped a large pickup and he got it on the same frame, but I doubt it.
I don't think those canisters drop items, but the pirates could have. Yep, go get it, Bellator. Tell us what it is. Yep, there it is.
And yeah, you have to figure the other Dark Torvus key is in... it's got to be the one in... or you at least would hope it's the one in Dark Torvus Arena by now. And I think that's where Arms Low is thinking about going.
I believe Bellator is also headed that way.
Whoopsie, Arms Low's got to kill the commandos.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things about them. They wouldn't be so bad if they didn't lock the doors. But because they lock the doors behind them, that's what makes them so...
Yeah, now here's something I don't think Arms Low realizes. You can see the commandos with Echo Visor. And target them.
I also believe if you wait long enough, they disappear on their own.
Yes, but I think that's like at least a minute. Ooh, we got lucky with that missile shot there. The missiles, if they're fired on a locked pirate as they're jumping away, will just go off in a random direction.
Yep, they go off and into the wild blue under as they...
They will live up to their missile name.
Yes. Hey, there's a key. That's an Hive key right there. We don't need...
And
I think does Bellator have all 3 of his Torvus keys?
I don't think so. No, because we're about to see Amslo go for another key right here in Dark Torvus Arena. He has not... Bellator has not done Cash B, I don't think. I stand corrected.
He has. Okay, so...
Then this key has to be an Inghive key.
That's unfortunate. He's going to load up on ammo and go kill Chicka.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank where that other Torvus key was.
Yeah, I mean, at this point... I don't know. I have no idea.
Because I know 1 was in Hazencliff, 2 was in Meditation Vista. Where was 3? So, Chicka fight. Deal with this fella is that Charge Light Beam, as he leaps out of the water there, does the most neutral damage to him for a single shot. So, ideally, you want him to pop out and then blast him with a charged Light Beam. When he leaps out like that, I think he's vulnerable in his stomach to a super missile.
Oh, how nice.
Which actually, come to think of it, I don't think Bellator scanned that.
No, he didn't. Annihilator Beam is one of the most effective weapons to use against Chicka. Unfortunately, Chicka has it, so not going to work.
Yep. And at this point, this will actually put Belattor in effectively in go mode.
Yes.
Because it's just a matter of picking up Annihilator Beam and then getting the remaining 5 keys, which are Dark Oasis. Yeah, Dark Oasis, a Cursed Lake, I want to say. Yeah, Dark Oasis,
Yep.
a Cursed Lake.
Quad.
Yeah, Quad. Transit Tunnel South. And Sank Map Station. Unless I said that twice.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Which are all, unfortunately, in different corners of the galaxy. So there's like a lot of walking to be had here.
Yeah, it's like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we got our Sky Temple hints. Now we're on the other side of that galaxy, and we finally gotten the other keys. Now, the thing about Chicka's adult form here is that, especially the bottom right, her bottom right wing, well, when viewed from the backside, tends to deflect missiles or not count sometimes. So it might not be a bad idea sometimes to nail a second missile onto that wingtip for safety, but it looks like that wasn't an issue for Belattor this time.
It does happen more often than I care to admit. So here's a $1 million question: where is the Amber translator?
That is a good question because that's one thing that's been providing a major routing hiccup for our runners throughout this afternoon. And it looks like Bellator is not worrying about the chicklings, given he actually does have the sort of unintended side effect of all this travel is that we have acquired a significant amount of ammunition, especially for beams.
Yes, and we have a good amount of health. And he doesn't even need to fight correctly because he can just walk through the dark water like, meh, whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's another advantage of doing this fight with Light Suit, and unfortunately Bellator sent that secret missile to the wrong wingtip, but it looks like the wings are cooperating. Actually, Chicka's been very cooperative with Bellator so far today.
Which is kind of amusing because the splash, when you can walk in the dark water, but when Chicka splashes the dark water at you, it's still...
Yeah, that's weird. I guess it's because the water is coded as an attack rather than an environmental hazard.
And down goes Chicka for our Annihilator Beam. Ugh, there's no load.
Yeah, at least you're coming out of this room with Dark Visor. It is possible to kind of like Root Cave in Prime 1 to jump across these platforms without X-ray, without Dark Visor. Like you don't need Echo Visor in you don't need X-ray in Prime 1, or in this case, you wouldn't need Dark Visor in Prime 2. But it is possible to jump those platforms, and it's not easy.
No, because they're not where you'd think they would be.
Yeah, they kind of scoot away from their starting positions a little bit. They're not directly on top of them. Bellator demonstrating very significant frustration with this, with the need to fight Chicka.
My least favorite boss fight in the whole game. And now we're going to go see the best fight in the game, in my opinion. Quadraxis is by far the best boss fight in the Prime series.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most popular, just because of how... Oh, I'm slow realized he did not open up the bridge there. Just because you literally take that thing down piece by piece.
And it feels epic.
It feels epic.
It feels epic.
It feels epic, and the game is actually really generous with drops for that point. I mean, you fought him with one tank and Dark Suit. You can attest to that.
Don't remind me. Wouldn't have been so bad if I had a couple missiles, to be honest.
Yeah, I think your only armament was light beam.
Which ran out of ammo very quickly because I only had 50 shots. So yeah,
And it was mandatory too, because I remember that had main power bombs.
Bad day for me.
Hey, props to you for doing it in one try, though.
If I had died, I would have quit. My stream would have ended right then and there because I would have been in. Bellator taking a look at the grapple beam, being like, "Nope, I don't think so." The benefits of having screw attack: you don't need a grapple anymore. So I am as low as coming back into Aegon Wastes. I don't know where he's headed now. He may be headed back up to the temple grounds.
Might be looking for. He's still looking for a screw attack. I don't remember where that actually is now.
I remember it was somewhere awesome, but now I can't remember where that awesomeness was. It was. Right, there's a Torvus key. So, Bellator is headed for the Annihilator Beam locked room in Lower Torvus, which is known as Transit Tunnel South. This is where one of our keys, is going to be at after a fairly not complicated but lengthy morph ball bomb puzzle. Although I'm sure for all of you out of bounders out there, this is probably a way to do. He's using the boost ball underwater to get a little bit faster movement, just to speed it up just a little bit, which is always nice, because, speedrunners like to go fast.
Alright, there's our Transit Tunnel South key.
Four remain. And I am not gonna lie, folks, I have been kind of rough on tracking's low side. I do not know how many Sky Temple keys he actually has. I don't know if he's picked up any since he finally got those.
Has, because I think the majority of the ones before the hint checks were screw attack locked. Because there was a Sky Temple key in. Oh no, that was Cobalt Translator in Under Temple. Never mind.
I bet the Amber Translator's in Grand Wind Chamber.
No, we saw Grand Wind Chamber already.
Well, I mean, sorry, Sand Canyon. Sand Canyon.
I think we saw that too.
Did we?
I think Bellator gave us Sand Canyon. Yeah, I think it was Dark Tank. Want to say Dark Tank?
Oh, jeez.
Don't quote me on that one though.
Oh, don't worry, I won't, because I don't. You're probably right. I don't remember.
Yeah, because the key I know Slow picked up was Battleground.
Yeah, that one was pretty free. Okay, so Bellator is making his way through Aegon to get the last key here, and then he's gonna head. Or he already got the feeding pit, so he's gonna go get the Dark Oasis, and then he's gonna go get the final keys in Sanctuary.
Yeah, and they're all in Sanctuary.
Yeah,
It's just a miracle Dark Samus 2 wasn't required.
Thank goodness it wasn't required.
So yeah, with that, with the bosses we had to fight right now, the required bosses so far, Chicka and Amorbus are tied with 2 requirements, and Spider Guardian and Quad are tied at 1 for second.
Oof. By having Chicka and Quad required in the same seat is that's just disappointing. Don't get me wrong, I love fighting Quadraxis. I actually am kind of disappointed that I don't get to fight him as often as I'd like to, because I don't want to go out of my way and fight him for no reason.
Oh,
Was Screw Attack here?
I think it was actually because
Those Resbits giving him a hard time. Yeah.
yeah, I was waiting for it to happen on restream. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the SRL, I'm Slow has elected to forfeit the race.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know if his computer crashed or what happened, or
Bellator killed Powerbomb Guardian, correct?
yeah, did he pick up the item afterwards?
No, he didn't. He left it there.
That's
Oh
why.
my gosh! So he has to go back down to the Powerbomb Guardian's room, pick up the item, then come back here to get this guy double key. That is obnoxious.
And Bellator's actually put up a pair of question marks in the SRL. I'm not sure if that's in response to the forfeit or in response to the hiccup with Powerbomb with Dark Oasis.
We'll see if we can get Ims Low in chat to talk to him before we figure out what happened.
Yeah, I saw the doc quit in the SRL before it caught up on restream. I didn't want to say it right away.
Well, that would have ruined it for everybody.
And actually, I'm Slow is already out of the SRL room.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough. I hope he comes in and talk to us so we figure out what.
He is in the room below.
He may be taking a few minutes to compose himself, which I don't blame him. After all this hard work, to have it thrown away like that is really unfortunate, especially with a seed like this garbage.
Yeah, no, this seed was absolutely not friendly. Especially with, I mean, it all started with Light Beam, let's be honest. Because Light Beam was in at the time, a one-way trip.
And we're joined by Ims Low. GG's Low.
That was probably the single worst seed I've ever completed. Well, tried to complete in my entire life.
But I feel you. I know exactly. And did you find out where the Annihilator Beam was? Because we know.
No, I would assume it's on like Chicka or something because of how many.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a hint. There was a hint in Lower Torvis.
Damn.
So, what happened on your end?
I didn't know that items could be in irrecoverable locations. And in order to get light beam or super missiles, you needed light beam or super missiles.
That's
So, yeah, because light beam was in doomed entry, which you need light beam or,
supers to get out.
yeah, supers to get out of that. And supers was where light beam is, which you need light beam in order to get out of that. So,
kind of fun how that works. It's
Yeah.
basically forcing you into a soft lockable situation.
yeah, which I was under the impression that that's not how the logic works, or that the logic prevents that.
Unfortunately, it is possible. A couple of examples could be Vanilla Bomb Guardian, Vanilla Dark Samus 1 is another example.
Yeah.
So, did you forfeit because you realized it was time, or did something technically happen?
I just got bored. I'm hungry.
Fair enough. At least you're honest.
I think I
this
got
is-
like 6 energy tanks in a row, and that's when I was like, yeah, no, I'm done.
this feud is pretty much one of the class action dumpster fires.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, the progression items were so far apart and so far between each other, and the hints were the Sky Temple key hints. For me, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Or at least once I saw Quad was required, I've been excited until I got the hint in Lower Torvus that said Chicka was required, and then I'm like, nope, I'm done, I'm out.
Yeah. It was like
you guys got jebaited by Amorbus, like everybody does.
yeah,
You get all three of those 3 keys are in 3 rooms, in the same 3 rooms. You know, they're linked in the same in the same area. You're like,
yeah.
well, he's got to have something, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
because it was like, I think Amorbus was my last check other than going into Dark Aether or Dark Aegon. And so I was like, well, I can't go into Dark Aegon because I don't have Light Beam. So I guess Amorbus has to have Light Beam because he's my only check. And nope, he didn't. So
it happens, man. These seeds. This is just a pure showing of how trolly the Echo's randomizer can be.
yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Belattor killed the Powerbomb Guardian, but he did not pick up the item, so the Dark Oasis in cache has not spawned for him yet. So he has to go back down there to pick up the item to get the key.
Oh shit.
Language.
Oh, my bad.
You get one warning. One warning.
All right, so it's PG-13. I get my 1 cuss word and then I'm out.
As long as it's no worse than that. We might get in trouble if it's worse than that. I'm not the boss. I don't make the rules. I just gotta follow them. I have to bite my tongue a lot too.
Where was Screw Attack?
Oh,
I don't remember.
Yeah, the chat said it was in Aegon somewhere. I'm trying to remember exactly where. I don't think it wasn't Storage C.
Where would it be in Aegon?
It wasn't
the-
Sand Canyon.
By Dark Visor? Or not Dark Visor, by Dark Burst?
Was it in Storage A?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I don't think so.
I thought there was something in Storage A. No, there wasn't. I'm going to ask a quick question in the randomizer Discord.
I honestly don't remember where Screw Attack was. I remember you did, or Bellator, one of you did, got the roll jump to get to the gravity boost in the watch station access.
Yeah,
And then
I did.
shortly thereafter, the Screw Attack was found.
Oh. But yeah, I did the a roll jump, and then and then when I got the, what is that thing called? Oh, gravity boost. When I got the gravity boost, I just assumed that that would be incredibly important, because in every seed I've done, once you get gravity boost, you have to go to Lower Torvus. There's always something there.
You would have been correct in this one, because there's a lot of things down.
In Lower Torvis?
Yeah, you missed out on one of the translators in the Under Temple. On the screw attack locked a location, and Cobalt was required to get the Sky Temple key in the map state.
Gotcha.
So you would have had going back down there, just like Belattor has to get. Unfortunately, he killed the boost guardian, or dang it, the power bomb guardian, and then didn't pick up the item. So he does pick up
the item.
I don't, because it was a missile expansion. I mean, I don't blame him. Like, this is garbage. Why would I want to pick?
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I didn't know that it was the picking up the item that caused that trigger either. I thought it was just the death of the boss. So now I know not to do that anymore.
Yeah. Why the forfeit wasn't fun.
Yeah, he just not having a good time anymore.
I was already really upset about Light Beam, and then I picked up 6 energy tanks in a row, and it's not worth it.
And the seed just keeps throwing you further and further down a hole that you don't want to go into.
Yeah, I think I cleared out practically the entirety of Lower Torvis, and I cleared out Dark Torvis, and I didn't get a single item worth using other than Emerald Translator. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, we were uncharacteristically devoid of translators this seed.
We still don't know where the Amber one is. The Amber one's still
I have no idea where Amber was, but you know,
we still don't know. We won't know, because I don't think Bellator is gonna.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to bet it's somewhere ridiculous that we're just not going to check. Maybe Dark Samus 2 has.
Yeah, we know it's not Sank Energy Return. And yeah, it's like you said, maybe Dark Samus 2.
I couldn't imagine doing a seed where you get a translator from Dark Samus 2.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
How about a seed where you get main power bombs from Contraxis?
No, thanks. Oh, man.
This is my favorite boss fight in the game, though. This is such an amazing fight, and to see it in a tournament race is exciting.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite fights. Like, it's probably the only fight in the game where I do it in a randomizer because I want to, not because I feel like I have to.
You can ask him yourself, Mr. Miguel. He's right here with us in the booth.
Essentially, Miguel, Super Missiles and Light Beam were both at, well, so Light Beam was at Doomed Entry, and Super Missiles was in the Light Beam location. And because I usually do the Prime Randomizer, and Prime Randomizer has a no soft lock thing, so you can't get like vanilla bombs or something like that. And so I had assumed that was also a thing for Echoes, and so I was like, well, I need Light Beam or Super Missiles in order to get out of that half of the Dark Aegon. So I'm not going to go in there, because I'm not going to soft lock myself.
Echoes is not as forgiving in that regard.
Yeah.
Bellator's having a little bit of trouble finishing off Quad here. For whatever reason, he's having trouble with the last jump onto Quad's head.
He's rushing it. He's not taking his time with it. That's if you just wait patiently, he comes by 2 legs before he goes back to becoming active. So you have plenty of time to.
Another thing is, you actually do not need to. Oh wow, we got like a frame. Oh no, that wasn't even a frame perfect pause. Never mind. That is a 6 Sky Temple key though.
No.
Yes. The chat. Does anybody remember where the screw attack was? Because I can't for the life of me remember where it is.
Yeah. We don't have a spoiler log, otherwise I'd check that.
I honestly have absolutely no memory of where it is.
I wish there was like a way for one of the tournament organizers to get the spoiler log, but none of the contestants. Because that would be fun to see where Amber was.
Yeah, that's true. It would be fair, or at least like it does at the end of Prime, it shows you where the major items are
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
credits.
yeah.
That would be.
I think that was an energy tank sealed away.
Did I miss a really early suit?
There was a suit in the
Transport B access,
Violet,
Great Temple.
transport BX up in the violet transport up in the Great.
Gotcha.
You did some pretty good out of bounds stuff though. That was entertaining.
Yeah. I like doing the Seeker's wall crawl.
Now I gotta ask you, what kept you away from Torvis so long?
I think for the longest time I didn't have supers or light beam, which is really what kept me away from Torvis for so long. But I feel like I didn't get anything in Torvis.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, it was really only the Cobalt Translator and Annihilator Beam that were the only real profits from Torvis.
And they were both in really crappy locations.
And Emerald.
Yeah.
And Echo.
Oh yeah, Echo Visor was there. I don't remember where. Oh no, wait, that was at
controller.
Yeah, Emerald.
Yeah, it was in the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the controller. Yeah.
Yeah, so really that's what kept me from going there for so long. And you saw me do the out of bounds to get there without supers and light beam because I was like, maybe there's literally anything here. And there wasn't in the. There was Sunburst, but I didn't even have light beam, so Sunburst wasn't too useful.
So where is the two keys he's missing? He's got the one at Dark Oasis he has to go get. I forget where the other one is.
A cursed lake. Yeah.
Right. So unfortunately he has to go all the way back down to the Power Bomb Guardian room and pick up the item there.
Ideally, he would go through Sank Vault side since he's right around the corner to the elevator.
Do you know if he did the Temple Assembly Site Ghetto?
He did not.
Yes.
Slope jump?
Oh no, he didn't. You did.
Yeah, I did. Because I was doing a seed
with the space jump boot.
I was doing a practice seed, and bombs were at that location. And I was like, dang, if this was the tournament seed, I would be so far ahead, because he'd have to get space jump and then come back just to get bombs. But, unfortunately, I got a Dark Aegon key that jebaited me in this seed.
It jebaited him too, don't feel bad. I mean, as I said, all three of the Dark Aegon keys were in 3 adjoining rooms, so it's really like, hey, go kill a Morbus.
Yeah.
You should probably go kill a Morbus. Killing a Morbus might be a good idea. And then you kill a Morbus, you're like, this is terrible.
Yeah. Especially since I didn't have light beam when I did it. If I had light beam when I did it, it'd be like, oh, whatever. But
I
didn't have light
so don't
beam
feel
either.
bad.
oh my gosh, Bellator did it without light beam too.
Yeah, you guys both last location that light beam, dang near.
Oh my gosh.
And
That
super
is-
missiles.
Yeah, that was like the point where I lost interest in the run. I was like, where the heck is light beam?
I mean, to be fair, we all saw that first match with Op 82 last afternoon, where the light beam was in Mining Plaza.
Oh no.
And neither of the runners looked up there until it was.
Jeez.
Oof, Bellator's in the wrong neck of the woods.
I don't know where he's going.
I don't think he realizes he didn't pick up the item. The item for
That looks like an energy tank. Or a light ammo expansion.
I think it's actually a dark ammo expansion. The dark ammo orbs on the side are bright, but the central wasn't.
Isn't he in go mode?
Yes.
Should be, yeah, but the problem is he's still trying to figure out what the deal is with the key in Dark Oasis.
Oh.
I don't know. Serious business. It might be. He's purely stumped right now. He does not know why that key's not.
Wouldn't he win because I forfeited first?
No, I actually
I have
just
no idea.
confirmed. I confirmed with Miss Metroid just now. He does have to actually finish the race to count the win.
Gotcha. I had no idea. I thought I would just forfeit, it'd be over, we'd say GG's and leave. I didn't realize. If I knew.
I mean, if you're hungry and you want to go eat,
Yeah,
you can,
and
man.
actually-
we can take on the reins here. That's what we've been doing. That's what we're getting paid for.
You're getting
Bellator-
paid?
No, I'm not
No.
getting paid.
Oh, I was like, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, Bellator is actually he's in the IRC right now. He is stumped right now.
I remember this mistake. I have never forgotten that mistake.
Well, maybe we can
I don't
get
think
a
I can
rematch.
tell him. Yeah, and
No,
I
To be fair,
absolutely
to
can't
answer
tell
a
him.
question in chat, he did not forget about Powerbomb Garden. He killed the boss, but didn't pick up the item. And that's why the item hasn't spawned.
Yeah, I'm like, I've learned too much to unforfeit.
Yeah, you can't do-
Now that I know where Annihilator is. Even though I'd assumed it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of a trash thing to do. Be like, oh, I forfeit. Oh wait, I learned everything. I'm gonna go back and unforfeit. No,
Yeah, that would be so
my
upsetting.
take backsies. My take backsies. I mean, I don't know what happens if you both forfeit. Is it just a rematch, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I'm
make the
honestly
rules.
not sure.
I would assume it's a forfeit, because, like, I would
Yeah.
really highly doubt that they
Yeah.
would just move on through Swiss with a 0-0 matchup.
Yeah, and I did just again, I did confirm Bellator does have to finish the seed for this to count as a win.
That's kind of nuts. I had no idea that that was a thing. Otherwise, I would have tried to finish the race.
Yeah. I mean, the hard part was seeing the Sky Temple key hints and being like, oh my god, I gotta get 8 of these things.
Yeah, part of me really was hoping that it would be 6 Sky Temple keys. Because the Prime randomizer did that. Only 6 so that it's quicker.
Yeah, that would have
'Cause-
probably been a good idea.
Because then it's also fun, because if you know how to do stuff, you can skip items. But, for example, like, it would be really hard to skip Annihilator and not worth the risk of softball.
Right now, what I would hope Bellator would at least think to do is at least go to a cursed lake and think about it while getting that last key.
I mean, there's nothing that says you can't Google. Why won't this item spawn?
I would feel cheated if he did that. It's so funny too because this actually makes no sense. Like at least well, I guess it kind of makes sense if you like think about it comparing to Prime, because there's the warrior you can't get without power bombs. So, you know, it kind of makes sense if you think about it that way. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this just was just one Google search away. You just Google search the Dark Oasis room on Wikipedia or Wikitroid, and it's right.
Wicked-Troid.
the Wicked-Troid.
I'm saying that's what it is. Wikitroid. That's what it says.
GF, Galactic Federation-pedia.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what-
kind of surreal to me. I got rejected to commentate my own race, but here I am.
Well, hey, you know. I mean, you might be kind of biased if you're commentating yourself. Be like, yeah, this guy's he's just playing like crap. I mean,
This is kind of fun to watch, though, in like a sadistic way. It's like, yeah, you don't know what's going on, do you?
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think I'm allowed to say anything because Bellator's
No, you're
asking in the
not.
SRL, is it even finishable?
I don't think we
And
can say anything.
yeah, I can't answer him. It's like we know what the problem is, but
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks that you can't answer him.
I mean,
But also, like, that's something you should know going into it.
yeah, I mean, it's like I mean, I just feel so bad now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Big Brother, but we can't be that kind of Big Brother.
Yeah.
And it's a shame too because this seed is already just
Garbage.
throwing everybody for a loop as it is.
Yeah, the seed was already, like, super garbage.
It's
So,
a hot dumpster fire for sure.
so yeah, it does kind of suck that he stuck through it and I didn't, and he might end up just not finishing it.
I mean, the thing is, I would start going towards get my other key and then figure out, what did I do?
I'm gonna check something real quick. About how long ago did he face Powerbomb Guardian? Do you know?
30 minutes, maybe?
I'm just absolutely triple checking that he's picked up the item on the VOD.
He did not. He looked at it and walked out of the room.
I do see that chat is wondering if Powerbomb Guardian item despawns after you leave.
I have no
we
idea.
did. I think Grapple Guardian himself actually does.
I don't actually know. I've never had that problem.
Oh,
Diceron says it despawns forever, so he can't.
if that's the case, this seed is unbeatable.
So I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Oh, it despawns?
I guess.
So if it despawns forever, he can't get it, and that means he can't beat the game. So how do we? He can't win, but he can't lose.
This is. I mean, I think the only way to interpret this is that it turns into a draw.
We need to get some admin. I don't know who to contact.
Yeah, like.
Well, I can guarantee that Bellator is never gonna make this mistake again.
True.
But I would agree, Diceron, but I'm not an administrator, so I don't know what the decision is. I don't even know who to contact to figure this out right now. Is Bash available? I mean, he'd be one of the guys to talk to. Oh, Bash Prime's in a race? Oh, okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. So we tell Bellator that it's a draw and he can come in here?
I'm confirming with an admin. I'm trying to get the attention of an admin right now.
Gotta love Rando.
Yeah, stand by, folks. We're figuring this out.
Yeah. That's honestly insane that they soft locked their own seed.
Well, now we really don't have much to talk about. Yes, this seed was definitely one of the worst ones I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was like you get something and it's across the world, and then
Yes, it's in a galaxy far, far away.
and then we didn't have translators for the longest time, so I kept like going into locations like the Great Temple, and it was like, oh, I can't even use these elevators as shortcuts because I don't have the translator.
Yeah, I don't have this. Also, how long did it take you before you figured out your capture card? Was it?
I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to anything, and then Van Misa came out of our room and was like, "Fix your capture card," and I was like, "Oh, okay, my bad."
All right, so I did just get the attention of the admins. So we're figuring this out right now, folks. We should have an answer for you within the next 2 minutes.
That's honestly insane.
Oh yeah, this seed is. I'm done. I can't commentate these things anymore. Every time I commentate a seed, it turns into an absolute garbage fest.
Well, I hope you commentate the rematch if we have one.
Don't want to make you guys suffer like this again.
Well, I mean, eventually you're gonna commentate a good seed, so.
I mean, so okay, I did the first race, which took 3 hours, and now I've done the fourth, which is uncompletable. The other 2 races were an hour and a half long. Like, there's a pattern here. Yes, I don't know who works on the randomizer, but that would be a very good.
Dark Zero.
All right, I'll message Dark because I know I could talk to him.
That's honestly so crazy. Because, yeah, and if we tell him what the problem is, then
Yeah,
that's giving him information
rules.
and DQ.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I
he
would
can't.
prefer to absolutely
he can't
not be
finish it
responsible
anyway.
for that.
He literally can't finish the race. So I mean,
I had no idea that despawned.
the Master Diceron said it was, so I believe him. I believe anything Diceron. Diceron can tell me that the world is upside down, and I believe him because he's so good at.
DCR could tell me anything about this game, and I'd be like, yeah, true.
And unfortunately, the sad thing is, I didn't start following DCR until yesterday. Because I've known his name for so long, I just never really got around to following him. And now I feel stupid because the man's amazing. Not to toot his own horn or anything, but good grief.
Yeah, it's that's actually so unfortunate. Because it's also one of those things where if you don't know that Powerbomb Guardian controls this item, you don't know. There's nothing that even hints at that being the issue.
No, there isn't.
Like,
you don't figure that out until you make that mistake.
Yeah, because it's not like the top of the ship, right? Where if you go onto the top of the ship without defeating Space Jump Guardian, it tells you, this item doesn't spawn until you kill Space Jump Guardian.
Yeah.
This doesn't tell you anything. You don't go down there and it's like, hey, you should probably grab the item from Powerbomb Guardian. Which is kind of nuts.
I mean, honestly, if you have power bombs, the item should spawn. Period.
I would agree.
Because I mean, the Wikipedia says, or the Wikitroid, whatever it says that the item will only spawn if you pick up the item that the power bomb guardian drops, which is stupid.
Yeah,
which I mean,
it is.
It is power bombs in the vanilla, but in this case, it's really unfortunate because that just killed this.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that it links it to the item the power bomb guardian drops rather than links it to main power bombs. Because it does that in Prime too, where it doesn't care if you get power bombs; it cares if you get the power bomb maze item.
And logically, power bombs, the main power bombs are required, so it can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have just finished talking with the admins, and at this time we are going to call it a wrap here. What's going to happen is we're going to let Bash know what happened after the after his race, and he will decide where to take it from there. We will keep you posted, of course, on the end result. But at this point, yeah, this race is officially over.
Yeah, and like I'm sure SpeedGaming has something to do right after this. Otherwise, I would just run another seed.
And I just extended an invitation to Belattor to come into the. I think I might have hit the actual the button, a wrong button though. So give me a sec. My bad, folks. If that changed the screen, I didn't mean to do that.
Man, that is nuts.
We can signal to Bellator in SRL if he wants to come join us. I sent the invitation, but I don't know.
Also, Captain, did you sign up last minute for commentary?
Yes. Initially, I was going to commentate Mr. Miguel's race on SG4, but his it got postponed. He effectively couldn't get to his race on time, so they delayed it. This news dropped at about 3:40ish, so I basically signed up last minute.
Yeah.
I figured Semper needed a buddy.
Yeah, I was going to be a little lonely.
I appreciate that on behalf of Semper because, like, I've done solo commentary, and it is so hard to not have someone to bounce ideas off of.
I would have had chat. Chat would have kept me entertained, but the problem was I was also the only person to sign up, period.
Yeah.
So I would have been doing commentary on two people and tracking both of you. So I would have been like, please help anybody.
And Bellator has just spoken to me in the SRL saying he will not be joining us in the booth for an interview, especially he needs some time to kind of figure this out and cool off.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, at this time, we will be calling it a wrap here, folks.
Yeah, I feel Bellator on that, because...
To answer a question in chat briefly, Mr. Miguel, what happened is the item in Dark Oasis is not spawned, and in order for it to spawn, you have to kill the Powerbomb Guardian. And the item... You have to kill the Powerbomb Guardian, and you have to pick up the item the Powerbomb Guardian drops. Bellator didn't pick up the item. And when you leave that room, the item despawns. So you can't go back there and get it, ergo making the seed uncompletable. And so we're going to have to reschedule this race, or reschedule a rematch or something for this. We don't know what's going to happen. Once Bash gets out of his race, we will figure out from there. And I'm sure it'll be probably just a rematch. I'm assuming. Yeah. That's the only thing. That's the only fair thing to do.
Was he informed about it?
He's racing right now.
No. I mean Bellator.
Yes, Bellator does.
Yes, I told him over the SRL.
I kind of want him to go to Powerbomb and see if it actually does despawn.
Go tell him to. You can get in his chat.
I don't know if he's still live right now.
Yeah, I don't even see an idle animation in his screen, so I think he ended stream.
All right. Well, never mind then. Anyway, folks, we're going to be signing off. We'll post some information about what happens.
My Twitch
going on.
I'm slow, not I'm _slow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the meantime, folks, we do still have a couple of Echoes races in progress right now. On Channel 4, we have Jagger G versus Clyde, that race is just under 2 hours in, it would seem. And we have Bash Prime versus. We currently have Bash Prime versus Crate Slayer on Channel 3. That is just over an hour in. And there appears to be a Spider Guardian fight in progress right now. That can't be good. If you're looking for more Prime 2 randomizer action for today, those are the two places to go visit. I think these are the last two matches of the evening. With that said, Semper, is there anything you want to say before we close out?
Don't take this race as how they're all gonna be. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Sometimes bad things just happen, and obviously this is one of those seeds where it's just like a big no.
Yeah.
So they're not all bad, and they will be better.
Yeah, I think the Echoes has this problem because of how integral dark and light beams are.
I would agree.
So when you get dark and light beams, it just opens up the entire world, and it's super hard to find a route after that.
Because you can go anywhere.
Yeah,
Just
you
out.
can.
All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, and I am sorry that this race ended the way it did. But sometimes randos. So we'll be back next time for a rando. We'll see if we can update you guys via the Discords or however you get your news to figure out what the resolution of this conflict.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next mission.
Have a good evening, everyone. See you next mission.
Later, guys.